networks might be doing more than just entertaining. Shows like Jeopardy, The Price is Right, Wheel of Fortune, or others can boost problem-solving skills, strengthen the mind, and improve memory. Dr. Glenn R. Finney is a fellow with the American Academy of Neurology and says game shows often require contestants and those at home watching to solve problems, recall knowledge, and pay close attention to complete the task or answer. Dr. Finney notes this engages numerous networks in the brain in an engaging and enjoyable way, which also enhances learning. Experts also suggest there's growing evidence that shows grandparents watching with grandchildren may lead to important benefits for both older and younger viewers. If you want to see if this works for you, you can always check out The Quiz at thequiz.fox. Or for more health news, go to foxnewshealth.com. House Call for Health. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. Condemnation from the president after a second Trump assassination attempt. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. It's an incident that remains under investigation.
President Biden commended the Secret Service for expertly handling a gunman discovered not far from where former President Trump was golfing Sunday.
Let me just say, there is no, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, those of you who know me, many of you do, no place in political violence for political violence in America. None. Zero. Never.
The president says the acting head of the Secret Service will determine if any changes are needed to former President Trump's security detail. Earlier, President Biden said the Secret Service needs help and possibly more personnel.
Fox's Jared Halpern. Trump blames what he calls communist left rhetoric for the second assassination attempt in 2 months. The suspect, Ryan Ruth, was found driving his car a few hours after the Secret Service fired on him when a gun was spotted at the Trump golf course in Florida.
Cell phone records place him at the scene from 1:59 a.m. on Sunday to 1:30 p.m., almost 12 hours in the shrubs there along that fence line. The Secret Service, Justice Department, and FBI all taking different pieces of this pie. The DOJ, of course, with the charges, the FBI investigating Ruth himself, his background, his prior crimes, also his potential motive, perhaps other accomplices.
Fox's David Spud. Ruth has prior felony convictions in North Carolina and is held on 2 gun charges for now. Vice President Kamala Harris just wrapping up a closed-door meeting with members of the Teamsters Union.
We had the same roundtable that we've had for all the presidential candidates that have come in. We've asked the same questions of each candidate, mostly Teamster-specific issues.
Union President Sean O'Brien says they could decide on an endorsement in the presidential race as early as Wednesday. They met with Trump in January. America is listening to Fox News.
Hey, Donald Trump Jr. here. Central banks are buying gold at record amounts, and the trend is accelerating in 2024. They see the writing on the wall. The dollar is failing. Is gold the answer for you too? To find out, get a free info kit from Birch Gold Group by texting the word PROTECT to 989898. That's PROTECT to the number 989898 to get your free info kit from Birch Gold, the only gold company I trust, right now.
Message and data rates may apply.
Hear that? The soothing sounds of a bubble bath. And if you were here, you'd smell a single cedar leaf candle. But you're not here. Because your self-care happens out on the road, riding your motorcycle protected by Progressive. So if you ride, get back on the road and enjoy 24/7 roadside assistance from Progressive, America's #1 motorcycle insurer. And then take a shower, because it's fast, like your motorcycle. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Roadside assistance may require comprehensive coverage. Not available in all states.
Look out. All right. How's it going? Mercy, it's only me. It's only the Jimmy. With Pete Davis, sidekick producer, sports raconteur extraordinaire, the mechanical mangler at the controls, it's Flounder.
The day I was born.
What's going on?
This is all gathered round.
Mercy. How are you? 303. They tried to shoot him again. Good grief. Boy, we got the Holy Cow Monday issue for you today. But first of all, many other things happening here today. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, cool, and I think we're into fall. I think we're done. I think summer officially ends. What is it? The 22nd, overnight the 21st, 22nd of September. But clearly we could get Indian summer later on. But anyway, Pete Davis, what's new in the mountains of Macon, sir? Before we get our big issues going on here.
My friend Sarah left her bottle of Pepsi at a rest stop about 60 miles south
south of Tampa.
Oh, my God. Sarah left her Pepsi at a rest stop 60 miles south of Tampa. I can't believe it.
Well, that's where Sarasota is.
God, I immediately was thinking, okay, how the hell? Okay, so Sarah, it's at Florida. Okie dokie. Ladies and gentlemen,
3 hours of this. 3.
Oh, we have so much more.
Hey, there's a supermoon tomorrow night.
That's
tomorrow
right.
Night at 10:30 at night with the partial eclipse.
That's right.
So,
and now I don't know what to mean by partial eclipse. I guess we'll be able to see, and the supermoon is theoretically close enough where it looks huge. We get two of those a year now. I think now don't we get one? We get a fall supermoon, and then we get a
we
Halloween
paid
moon
for 3.
Yeah, I know.
So
it's not fair. I want my money back. Anyway, Flounder, how weekend, sir? How's happiness with goodness? And
I went to Valdosta to see Veronica's sister and her family. Hung out there for the Saturday and came back Sunday morning.
Yeah. You seem to be doing a lot of family traveling with this fiance.
Showing them off.
Mom, look what I got. That's good. This is good. This is good. Now, do you have to have like meetings where they ask you, well, now, if you were in the thing here, how would you, they grill you and stuff?
Nothing like that.
They leave you alone. That's a good sign. Anyway, 305 here with the Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Here's our phone number. 404. Sorry. I'm in agony. I mentioned last week. First, there's our phone number: 404-741-1230. 404-741-1230. And I mentioned I've got my dentist appointment on Wednesday before work because I've had this. I originally thought it was like a gum issue where I haven't had my teeth, really. I've had a lot of teeth work done in the last couple of years, but I haven't had my actual teeth cleaned, going into the gums and stuff. And I figure, well, I got a gum issue certainly. Well, I got something more than that going on because I'm in agony. But I'm digging. I got my stuff though. I got this oral gel. You ever had this oral gel stuff? This tube of.
That works.
It's not bad. I mean, it gets you a little nummy, and it's not bad. And of course, I have 7 bottles of. I've been taking 12 every half hour of Tylenol.
That's
so I may have misread that. I'm 12 every half hour. That might be a little excessive.
Liver probably about to burst.
I'm feeling a little dizzy. I don't know. I could have misread the label.
Yep.
It's very possible. Anyway, I don't care. Whatever. The problem is you can't sleep. Tooth pain. It's just aggravating. It's just aggravating. So I don't care. Hell, the president almost got shot again. So what am I complaining about my teeth? Screw it. Anyway, I'm not going through that whole implant thing again. I can tell you that right now. That was a freaking night. That's where I lost 40 pounds. Remember that stuff?
Yeah.
Anyway. 307. Okay, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, how you doing? We're going to talk a lot about the attempt. By the way, they're still calling it a possible assassination attempt. Well, for God's sakes! I mean, please. How could you? It wasn't, like a test. I mean, obviously he was going to kill him. And by the way, he got away with it if it hadn't been for a civilian and a photo shot of the car leaving the area. He got away. Think about this again. The guy had, and by the way, I've got so many things. 2 things. When I saw the picture, first thing I said to myself was, that's not an AK-47. It didn't look like an AK-47 to me. It's an SKS, which is still what they call an assault rifle, but it's not an AK-47. And the reason I realized, or I thought about that was, even before I saw the picture, I thought to myself, well, all right, hold on a second. I have an AK-47. In fact, I sent a video to Morning Joe, because I heard Tug saying something this morning on the morning show, The Beautiful Bastards, was saying like, well, I didn't even know where you get an AK-47. I don't think they're available anymore. I said, my God, man, everybody's got one. So I sent a video of mine, and I got to think of 2 things. First of all, they said it was an AK-47 with a scope. I've never heard of putting a scope on an AK-47. First of all, an AK-47 is a very heavy rifle. My AK-47, the original actual AK-47, is very heavy. It's like an M14. I mean, it's not a. Anyway. And the other thing is, he didn't have a sling on it. There's no way that a guy with an AK-47. Well, now you got your old blunderbuss there.
Does it look like this?
No, not quite like that. But that's an old musket. Is that an old musket? That's cool. Is that an old ball and capped musket thing there, or what?
Yeah, but I bought it at Six Flags.
Ah, well, that's the same thing. Anyway, but if you didn't have there's no way an AK-47 from 500 yards would be able to shoot a guy from 500 yards with no sling, even resting it on the fence. An AK-47's not the rifle you use for that. So I don't know. And again, it's not an AK-47. I think it was an SKS, which is still a heavy rifle, but it's not like an AK-47. So that was a little suspicious to me right off the bat. Also, and he got away. Okay, this is what's so horrible about this. Think about this: the guy was there for 12 hours, just under 12 hours. Nobody knew it, and they only caught him when they saw thank God, a Secret Service agent saw a rifle barrel poking through the chain link fence. And then they shot at him, and the guy got away. He got away. He got away. If he had shot Trump and they shot at him, he would have gotten away if it hadn't been for a civilian who said, gee, that car looks kind of funny, and took a picture of the license plate. If that guy hadn't been there, he would have gotten away. And if he had killed Trump, he would have gotten away with it.
Just another similarity with Lee Harvey Oswald.
Well, but Harvey also didn't get away with it. I mean, this guy would have
gotten away for a while.
Yeah, that's true. But again, I mean, this was unbelievable. And again, the whole bottom line of this is they are not giving Donald Trump enough Secret Service protection like they would if he were the president of the United States. He was the president. How could he possibly not get the same level of well, we know why. We know why.
Yeah, I want him dead.
And by the way, you're going to hear a whole bunch of sound bites here of people who are responsible for exactly what happened here. You're going to hear a lot of it. And by the way, that disgusting, disgraceful, racist, black supremacist Lester Holt from NBC, which has now become, I think, even the worst liberal network, even more than the cable networks. He should be fired immediately. He said, what a disgrace. And those NBC hosts too, MSNBC, oh my God. Well, you're going to hear from them. Donald Trump even says these liberal media people are responsible. There's no question about it. So you got all this stuff too. Let's see. Oh, and Vice President side piece making a joke about it. Also, a lot of reaction to this stuff. Oh, and by the way, tomorrow in Atlanta, the coward is coming. The coward is coming. The vice presidential candidate, false Walz. The dirty, rotten, yellow-bellied, chicken-livered traitor to his country who chickened out on going to war and then used his tough guy, fake, phony, stolen valor to try to raise money and get votes to become a politician, faking that he was a warrior to get votes as a politician. That may be one of the most despicable incidences of a lack of character of someone you cannot trust, ever. The same with Da Nang Dick Blumenthal, senator from Connecticut. Same thing. Got caught with a phony valor and kept using it and got caught more than once. I mean, these people are despicable. I honestly spit on them. And he's coming to Atlanta. False Walz. All right, hold on. Everything's fine now. Yeah. Sorry, I'm trying. I'm just a little uncomfortable. The camera's going to try to keep it all happy and goodness here with my thing exploding. And then you know the problem. Oh, by the way, one quick thing here. You know what's not fair? Okay, no, I'm fine. I mean, so I'm in. I have toothache, and the problem is that once it starts, it spreads everywhere. So I've got it in my jaw, my face. It's up in my head. I mean, it's just it's just a thing. So I'm dealing with it. So that's no big deal. But think about this. I'm not a big drug taker for pain medication things because I don't want to get addicted to something. But the best one I ever took was hydrocodone. Not oxy, but hydrocodone, which to me, I had some horrible dental things, a lot of surgery years ago, and it took away the pain, but I never felt in any way affected, and I could operate normally. It was really, really good stuff.
I've got some. You want me to bring it in?
Well, here's the thing. There ought to be see, the problem is, I don't have these kind of drugs, and you don't have them around. There ought to be a way where I could go to the pharmacy and say, hey, look, I got this toothache thing. I need like 5 of these. I need give me 5 of them. and tide me over until I get to the dentist. And the others say, okay, we can do that. We'll give you $5 bucks. We can trust you.
You can do that at a place called the Black Market.
You're Dave Chappelle.
I know, but
you got any more of those hydrocodones?
Yeah, you got like 9 to be fine. But I'm serious. You ought to be able to tide me over till Wednesday. I'm not going to get addicted to them, and it's unbelievable.
Is your face hurting?
Yes. But it's killing you. Thank you very much. Da-dum-bum, boom, pow. We have Flounders Funnies, Pete's Tweets, Holy Crap at Sports. Ooh, I heard Joe Simpson ripping ESPN on the radio. That was great. Anyway, 314, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. It's Monday. What do you think? Give us a call. Look out. Get out of here. Look out.
Atlanta radio legends, proud military vets, national network experts are all on XTRA 106.3.
It's going to be an interesting couple of months.
With live and local shows in the morning and afternoon, and the biggest conservative hosts in the country throughout the day. We are always here with the latest news and opinions you need.
There's no chance if the media and the Department of Justice and social media are all against you.
No traffic interruptions, no former shock jocks, just Atlanta legends you've turned to for a generation. The conservative voice of Atlanta. XTRA 106.3 FM and the XTRA app.
Your Atlanta Braves are fighting for a spot in the postseason and want to celebrate fans with a very special Fan Appreciation Week, September 24th through the 29th, when the New York Mets and Kansas City Royals come to town. Fans can enjoy giveaways, discounts, and great entertainment. Don't miss the Mystery Bobble giveaway for the first 10,000 fans through the gates on September 27th. Plus, fans get 50% off all concessions until first pitch for all games during the week. 40% off City Connect jerseys in the retail stores, and free games in Hope and Will's Sandlot.
That's going back and gone. Clear across the yard for Marcell Ozuna.
And the homestand features the City Connect replica jersey giveaway presented by Xfinity, Los Bravos theme night and ticket pack, and the popular Barbie ticket pack, complete with a hot pink jersey, perfect for the ladies in your life. Tickets start at just $9. So make sure to get yours today at Braves.com/promos. Atlanta Braves Baseball. We are Braves Country.
Are you looking for something simple but delicious, sweet but also savory? Discover Schumann Farms Sweet Onions. Schumann Farms is a third-generation family farm with the Real Sweet brand and Mr. Buck's brand sweet onions. Each brand brings savory, sweet deliciousness to every meal. Whether you're grilling, sautéing, or simply adding a fresh crunch to your salad, Schumann Farms has you covered. Look for Schumann Farms Real Sweet brand and your Mr. Buck's brand sweet onions at your grocery store and taste the difference for yourself. Schumann Farms, the Georgia family farm growing tradition and the world's sweetest onions.
Hey, Jimmy, what's going on?
Oh, hey, Bobby. It's kind of embarrassing. I'm having deck problems.
You're having deck problems?
Hey, keep it down. It's embarrassing.
Look, there's plenty of guys in the neighborhood with deck problems. What's the matter with yours?
Well, it's small and old compared to yours.
All right, let's not make this a deck measuring competition. You just need to call Excavations. They've seen decks of all sizes, shapes, and colors. Good news is Excavations can build you a sweet new deck that you'll love to show off to your friends and neighbors. Don't worry, Jimmy. We're going to get you some big deck energy.
Hi, this is Candace with Excavations, and have I got a tip for you. Don't feel ashamed of your deck. Excavations can build an outdoor living space that you'll be proud of. And with our Exavision, we'll be able to show you your home's transformation before you even begin the work. Keep the HOA off your deck and give us a call today for decks, windows, siding, roofing, and more. Or visit us at exovations.com to get inspired.
My fellow Americans, our yards are in troubled times. Unwanted weeds are crossing fence lines across our great nation, and we need to put a stop to it. No more college football Saturdays spent mowing the lawn. No, sir. Let's turf it with ultra-premium artificial grass from ATL Turf Co. They're Atlanta and North Georgia's first choice for premium turf solutions, from incredible lawns to custom putting greens. Let's make your yard great again with a free consultation at atlturfco.com.
A musician with technical knowledge can play all the right notes. But one who cares enough to play from the heart gives music soul. At Truist, we believe the same is true for banking. Because when you work with someone who knows a lot and cares even more, you're unstoppable. Truist, Leaders in banking, unwavering in care. Start feeling unstoppable. Visit Truist.com/care. Truist Bank, member FDIC, leading based on top 10 U.S. commercial bank.
Thank God. Football season is here, and Prize Picks is the best place to get real money sports action while watching football. Season-long fantasy takes so much time, but on Prize Picks, you can get a new lineup every single day. The app is really simple to use. Pick 2 or more players across any sport, pick more or less on their projection of their stats, and you can win up to 100 times your money. On Prize Picks, you can even cash out if the lineup isn't perfect, and all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. Not only that, but Prize Picks is the only daily fantasy app with injury insurance. If one of your players goes down in the first half, how many times has this happened to you? Prize Picks doesn't count it as a loss. It's just some of the many ways Prize Picks puts its members first. Download the Prize Picks app today and use the code STU and get $50 instantly when you play $5. That's code STU on Prize Picks to get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks. Run your game.
Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
This does not sound like Bob Dylan. But it is from 2006. Number 1 with Modern Times. Okay, you get a little country going here. Giddy up go, little darling. It entered the charts at number 1 in 2006. Modern Times was the first Bob Dylan album to reach that position since 1976 with Desire 30 years earlier. At age 65, Bob Dylan in 2006 became the oldest living musician to top the Billboard album chart. 85-year-old Tony Bennett broke the record in 2011 with his duets album. The record reached number 1 in Australia, Canada, Denmark, Ireland, New Zealand, Norway, and Switzerland. This doesn't even sound like Bob Dylan. What are you talking about? It sounds just like it. Well, it kind of does there, but it's almost Rascal Flatts kind of a thing. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying it's kind of different.
You're one of those Luddites that booed him when he went electric.
No, I don't. Well, I probably would have. I mean, I saw him when he was barefoot wearing farmer overalls in 1962. So, anyway, 3:21. Let's get to the phones. Hold it. Phone calls take priority. Martin, happy Monday, my friend. Welcome aboard. What do you think? What's up?
All is good. Happy Monday to everybody there.
Yes,
so you were talking about how much weight you lost from the implant.
Yeah, the teeth
For
things.
Christ's sake, what size cup was it?
Oh, hey-oh, hi-oh. No, that kind of implant, Martin. Thank you. Hey-ho.
If you want that toothache to go away,
Yeah, a little bit.
You ever seen those rat-sized mouse traps?
Yeah.
You ever seen one slam shut on someone's hand?
Yeah, that'll
make toothache go away.
I guarantee that would make my toothache and my whole face ache.
Yeah. Let's go to the Walsh. I think the only war I can think of that he may have fought is the war on benefits. So perhaps we could call him a benefit warrior.
Yeah, my God. I mean, honestly, I can't. Honestly, and I know I'm overreacting to this, probably in a lot of people's minds, but honestly, I mean, the man is a coward and a chicken-livered yellow belly who deserted his troops, lied about his command sergeant major status for political purposes, and lied about carrying weapons of war in a war for political purposes to make people feel more positive about him. I mean, it's the lowest form of skullduggery and the lack of character I can think of. I mean, if he were trying to get laid at the bar, I could almost understand. Well, yeah, about a gunfire. So, I could understand that trying to have a girl, do something. I mean, that's pitiful and pathetic. But at least I could understand it. But running for office and doing this, then getting caught and not even apologizing. He hasn't even confronted it. I'm sorry. That's what
He is the poster child for impotency.
Again, think of what he should have said was, I got carried away, and of course, we did have weapons in the Army National Guard, but I didn't carry one in war. But again, I overreacted to it. But again, it was an important issue, and then he could have, dissected it to a different angle or something. But still, he's just denying everything as though he misspoke. He hasn't even addressed it. The campaign addressed it, and they addressed it by saying he misspoke, which is a freaking lie again.
There's a lot of lies going on in the campaign.
Yeah.
It's just insane.
Yeah, Martin, I appreciate it, man. Yes, sir.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday to you. I appreciate it. 323. And I will do a birthday because I want to keep as normal as possible here. Molly Shannon, 60 years old today. Sarah Jessica Parker's friend Diane on Divorce, the HBO show. But it says here she'll always be Mary Kathleen Gallagher on SNL, Saturday Night Live. Did she play Pat? Who played Pat? Was that Molly Shannon?
That was not Molly Shannon.
Yeah,
it was another lady. Molly Shannon was one who kept smelling her armpits.
Smelling her armpits. And I think she was also the one where she was working on, she was on Seinfeld, and Elaine complained that she walked without moving her arms, and then so they threw everything off Elaine's desk. I think she's a very famous, Molly Shannon.
She's good, but that was a horrible, that whole Mary Catherine thing, that was
smelling
so stupid.
It was disgusting to me.
Wasn't funny.
Yeah, it was just cruel. I mean, I don't know.
But she's good. She's good ever since then.
And our history list here. Here we go. 1965. British singer Davy Jones has to change his name so as not to be confused with the other one, the Davy Jones of the Monkees. The Davy Jones who changed his name was David Bowie. Because he was Davy Jones, but he said, no, it's not going to work. 1965 when he became David Bowie. 325, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. 404-741-1230. 404-741-1230. By the way, coming up, a little problem in paradise with the Don Jr. and Kimberly Guilfoyle. By the way, they've been engaged for 5 years.
Yeah, please.
I mean, you wait
to
see if it works out, are you?
Ain't happening.
Next thing you know, they're going to live together, I guess, right? I mean, see if they get along after. I mean,
That's
come on, man.
mistake.
5 years, and I guess he's got a wandering. Well, we'll see. Anyway, some heiress involved with something. Okay, a little politics. 326. Donald Trump says the gunman acted on the rhetoric of the left in this country. Highly inflammatory language. He believed the rhetoric of Biden and Harris and acted on it, said Donald Trump. Their rhetoric causing me to be shot at when I'm the one who's going to save the country. They're the ones destroying the country, both inside and out. Telling Americans they're unity leaders. By the way, what a crock. President Stupid Face saying, I've said 1,000,000 times, violence has no place. Yeah, you caused all this stuff. You and your hate-filled rhetoric from day one, turning half the country against the other half of the country. The most hate-filled, vicious, nasty, negative politician and party in the history of this country. You can't find in history anywhere where a national politician has been this hate-filled and negative against his own people, ever. Yep. You can't find it. And this is what's the result of it. In fact, I'll tell you what, Flounder, let's do number 5 and then number 4. This is incredible. Here's just a small example of the most hate-filled media campaign spurned on by the White House to put Donald Trump in the bullseye. These comments you're about to hear all were on the media before Donald Trump got shot in the face the first time. Number 5.
When was the last time an actor assassinated a president?
Where is John Wilkes Booth when you need him?
I believe that Trump poses a fundamental threat to America.
Trump is as destructive a person in this century as Hitler, Stalin, and Mao were in the last century.
President Trump is dangerous to America and the future of America.
We need to articulate the fact that Donald Trump is a danger to America.
He must go. He is a clear and present danger to the nation.
Donald Trump is a fascist leader, and he's mobilizing his forces.
Donald Trump is a genuine threat to this nation. He's a threat to our freedom.
That's the president.
He's a threat to our democracy.
It's the president.
He is not only unfit, he is destructive to our democracy, and he has to be eliminated.
The existential threat to the United States of America is Donald Trump.
I see Trump as a danger to our democracy, and I see him as a self-proclaimed
fascist.
Trump is a existential threat to the future of America.
David Aronovich, who presents Radio 4's Briefing Room show, took to X/Twitter and wrote, "If I was Biden, I'd hurry it up and have Trump murdered on the basis that he is a threat to America's security."
That was all before Donald Trump got shot in the face. And then they say, oh, well, there's no place for violence in America. Oh, no, that Donald Trump, So, well, here now, Flounder, let's do number 6. These are the comments after Donald Trump got shot in the face. Let's see if you can tell any real difference in before and after the media.
We're here to say Trump, MAGA, the whole agenda, the whole fascist.
What do you think about the attempted assassination of Donald Trump?
It was this close. We could have lived in a timeline where Trump would be dead, and for me, that would have been okay.
It's too bad the bandage was just over his ear. It should have been over his mouth.
I think with every fabric of my body that Donald Trump represents a threat to the Constitution of the United States.
Look, are they a threat to democracy? Yes. Are they going to take our rights away? Yes.
And his threats, against democracy, I think it's important to, turn the page.
He will focus on Donald Trump's threat to American democracy.
He feels very strongly that Donald Trump is a threat to our democracy.
So Donald Trump was recently shot at one of his rallies. How do you feel about that?
I wish he would have gotten shot in the forehead. Donald Trump is dangerous, and because he's dangerous, Project 2025 is dangerous.
Right now, I feel like MAGA in general, they are threats to us domestically, and we see it time and time again.
I mean, this is real. Mm-hmm. This is real. This after he got shot. And these are politicians and media people. This is the United States freedom of the press. They're putting a target on his back. And by the way, coming up, there's even more. We got a couple more things of this that you need. The media, and MSNBC and NBC in particular, Vice President joking about it. More on there.
How about the shooter being a part of a New York Times feature story about him? Newsweek Romania did a feature story about him. Yeah. He's got a photo with every Democratic lawmaker there is, basically. Yeah. He's a warmonger and a nut job, yet everybody treated him like he was a hero.
Yeah. Honestly, this is just flabbergasting. And again, when over the weekend, when I all of a sudden, oh my God, they tried to get him again. Anyway, more about the would-be shooter and the latest coming up. 3:31. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder on here. Let it rip.
Hey, it's Rhino from The Morning Extra, getting your weekday morning started from 6 to 10 a.m.
Did y'all see the article from Time Magazine? On the front cover of the magazine, talked about, are processed and ultra-processed foods really that bad? Because that's been what RFK Jr. has been attacking.
The answer is correct. They're all bad.
Yes, they are. Of course they are. But you have the unhinged left going, well, are they? If RFK says they're bad, maybe they're not so bad.
I made my wife stop giving my youngest daughter Lunchables.
Well, yeah, because those things are just like,
they're horrible.
They're not even real food. They're not even real, but that's the thing. They are so unhinged on the left. Next, let's say RFK Jr. says, you know what, smoking's real bad. You're going to have the front of Time Magazine with nothing but a pack of Cools. Yeah, there'll be Cools. It'll be Cowboy Killers, Marlboro Reds, and they'll be like, are they really that bad? That's what's coming next.
The Morning Extra, 6 to 10 a.m. on XTRA 106.3 FM and the XTRA app.
This fall, the gridiron calls, which means you'll be road tripping to games across the South, and you'll need a reliable ride to get you there. And Subaru of Gwinnett has the vehicle for you. But a new car, truck, or SUV from Subaru of Gwinnett is about way more than just getting to the games. It's about getting the family home. It's about getting to work safely, but it's also about getting the most out of every adventure. If you're driven by an adventurous heart, the 2025 Subaru Outback shares your spirit with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive and up to 32 miles per gallon. Or maybe it's the all-new 2025 Subaru Forester. It holds the road with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive, and it holds everything you need for the tailgate. And no matter where adventure takes you, it starts on Satellite Boulevard in Duluth with the amazing staff at Subaru of Gwinnett. They'll help you find the Subaru that you'll love and be there every step of the way for everything you need. Start your shopping online at SubaruofGwinnett.com and let your adventurous mind run wild. Then stop in for a test drive on Satellite Boulevard in Duluth.
My name is Amy Risley. I have been working for Bruce Hagen for 17 years. When I first started, my boys were 4 and 6, and whenever I needed, Bruce allowed me to bring them to our office. Bruce has always treated us like family, and 17 years later, I still love coming to work for Bruce Hagen. Just recently, a friend told me they hear Bruce talking on 680 The Fan. They asked me if he was as nice as he appeared to be on air. I smiled, and without any hesitation, answered, he's even nicer in person. I'm Amy Risley. I work for Bruce Hagen. Let Bruce Hagen work for you. Hagen-law.com.
If you notice any cracks in your foundation, they are not going to go away. They need to be addressed as soon as possible to reduce additional costs that come with repair. Ramjack is the best company in the industry for repairing your foundation. We have the highest quality products in the nation. So, if you are experiencing foundation problems, please contact us at ramjack.com/Atlanta or call us at 770-502-8881. That's 770-502-8881.
Have you heard about Sonder and their Georgia-based Medicare Advantage health plans? Sonder Health Plans is committed to revolutionizing healthcare, making it straightforward, personal, and affordable. Call them and ask if you qualify for their fantastic $400 grocery card offer and $0 premiums. They've even got their own radio show and podcast called Weekend Wellness, dedicated to keeping all Georgians healthy and happy at every age. Call 800-331-2928 or visit SonderHealthPlans.com. Sonder Health Plans is an HMO with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in Sonder Health Plans depends on contract renewal.
Atlanta, it's Mark from Atlanta Safe House. The Safe House crew hopes everyone is enjoying their vacation this summer. We know the criminals are watching and waiting for you to leave so they can bust in and steal your stuff. But hey, there is a solution. Come purchase a quality safe from Atlanta Safe House. And with summer rebates and specials, you can save hundreds and hundreds of dollars on a quality safe. And remember, don't let an illegal or crackhead deliver or move your safe. They could very well know your combination. So drop by the showroom or go to atlantasafehouse.com.
Who's this Bork anyway? Bjork, I guess it is.
Iceland.
Yeah. 1990. Was this the one with the feathers? Like the girl with the feather?
The swan.
The swan.
Swan.
Yeah. 1996, 21-year-old Ricardo Lopez was found dead in his Hollywood apartment after committing suicide. Before he died, he mailed an acid bomb to the Icelandic singer Bjork's London management team. I don't understand anything about that. By the way, Iceland now is becoming a huge popular tourist spot.
I'd love to go.
My favorite ex-wife and her husband went to Iceland just a few weeks ago. I know like 4 different people in the last 4 months have gone to Iceland. I mean, that's got to be not a cheap trip.
It's cheaper than Europe.
Yeah, well,
it's
maybe
cheaper than Europe. And they like Americans.
Yeah. And everybody has a great time. And they sent me videos of the volcanoes or the erupting things and the lights and it was just
outdoor hot
springs and stuff. Yeah,
and everything.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Anyway, 3:36 to the phones. Take priority. It's Adam. Adam, you're on the radio, man. Happy Monday. What do you think? What's up?
Happy Monday, Semper Fi, guys. Yeah, I don't want to go down that rabbit hole, but how did the shooter know Trump's schedule? And also, I was a Marine. I went to boot camp in Qualled on the range. 200 to 300 yards using a weapon like that, I used an M16, really isn't that far.
Well, I mean, for an M16, we had an M14 when I was at Parris Island. We shot from 400 yards, and I was a Marine Corps sharpshooter. But I'm telling you, if you have an AK-47 with no sling, and even with a scope, there's no way that he could have done that shot from 500 yards with an AK-47 with no sling. Although it wasn't an AK, it was an SKS, which is right. A little better. But
and
still,
also, I was reading that he had some involvement trying to recruit foreign fighters to go to the Ukraine.
What the hell is this?
Very, very fishy.
And Pete mentioned, I was reading some of the stuff, and I finally got fed up, and I said, my God, what this kind of a lunatic thing? His son is estranged from him and had a big thing with to talk to the Daily Mail about his goofy father, and I don't understand his background, and I mean, I don't know. That's just
right. I just want to say one last thing.
Yeah.
If this would have been on a on a Democrat, we would have already known everything about him if it would have been on someone else.
Well, and this too, Adam, think about this. If this had been a shot at Biden or Carmela side piece, I guarantee you there would not have been one single member of the media blaming her. And yet all the freaking leftist media, and you're going to hear a couple of them here in a second, blaming Donald Trump for inflaming the people against him. I mean, it's just, the gaslighting is just, I can't believe it. You just have to reverse the politics. If this had been a Democrat running for president who had been shot in the face and then almost shot a second time, holy cow, they would have been burning down cities in this country. Complaining about the Republic, complaining about the Republicans, the white supremacists, and all the people who put a target on her back. Oh, yeah. God, these and now they're blaming Trump for it. I mean, you can't hate these people enough. Anyway.
I agree with you. Semper Fi.
Thank you. Semper Fi. Hoorah there, Jarhead. Thanks, Adam.
While you were just talking about, last night, 60 Minutes did a hit piece on Trump, the January 6th thing. They drug that up again.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if Kamala had been shot at earlier that day? Do you think that 60 Minutes would have run a hit piece against her that night, or would they have waited a week or two before they did that?
I mean, I don't know what we can do about it. I mean, these people are just, they don't have any standards or morals. I mean, they're deliberate in their advocacy to try to destroy the country. I mean, they can't really think that this is good.
And this crazy guy's son, did you hear his quote? He says, well, I hate Trump too, like every reasonable person does.
Yeah.
I mean, just assume they know for us. And they got a video of this idiot on the street somewhere, I think here in America, who's literally asking people with military backgrounds and whatever to join his little militia to overthrow the government of the United States.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if it comes to that, I'm ready. I know a lot of folks who are ready. Honestly, it's getting to the point now where I'm just, I'm right up to here with, I don't trust anybody on this far left business. I mean, they'll do anything. You just saw it again. And they're doubling down. Well, Founder, let's do cut number 7 here. How duplicitous can you be? The most liberal anchorman on the news, the most liberal network these days, NBC. Lester Holt saying basically Donald Trump deserved what almost happened to him, and it's his fault that he almost got assassinated. Number 7.
Today's apparent assassination attempt comes amid increasingly fierce rhetoric on the campaign trail itself. Mr. Trump, his running mate J.D. Vance continue to make baseless claims about Haitian immigrants in Ohio.
So he's blaming Trump for the cat comments and the duck comments. It is his own fault. Comments, reaction, Lester Holt is a disgraceful regime shill. Some of you just don't hate the media enough. The evidence of cause is in the shooter's own words. And by the way, again, the media had this information. Here's from Ryan Routh, the guy. Your campaign, Donald Trump, should be called something like KADAF, Keep America Democratic and Free. Trump should be MASA, Make Americans Slaves Again. Democracy's on the ballot. We cannot lose. We cannot afford to fail. The fake news media is the enemy of the people. Disgraceful. Boycott them. They know they can't win the election. What a scumbag. They only have one option. That's to kill President Trump. You can clearly see how they control everything, including the media. 2018 decided to remove Donald Trump from the White House, and now they're going after him at Lester Holt and NBC. I wonder what Walter Cronkite, Harry Reasoner, Howard K. Smith would think of today's media. They're trying to spin this as their fault. Obvious person on the left attempting to execute Trump. You can't dislike the media enough. I've never seen anything like this. I mean, in fact, let's do one more. Flounder 342. Cut number 3. MSNBC. Alex Witt. That's a girl. Alex Witt reports. Alex Witt thinks that the people to blame for the rhetoric are on the Republican side. Number 3, Flounder, if you will, sir.
Yeah. Do you expect there to be calls from within the Trump campaign to do that? Because he's going to reach out to his supporters and say, let's take this down. We do not know, again, the source of any gunshot or gunshots. We don't know who's responsible for this. The whole thing has yet to be 100% confirmed from start to finish how this all played out. But do you expect to hear anything from the Trump campaign about toning down the the rhetoric, toning down the violence, or would that be atypical of the former president?
Would that be?
Well, Alex, remember back to the assassination attempt on President Trump's life and how, there was talk of a new tone, and then the Republican convention was, by Trumpian standards, muted, and it did seem like he was, just trying to take it down a few notches, but then by the end of his convention speech, we were kind of back to where we started.
Back to where we started. That's the MSNBC political analyst talking to the MSNBC host. That Donald Trump, really, he should have been toning this down, and then went back to where he started. So, you got to kind of expect it, that Trump guy. I freaking hate these people. I'd like to hit him in the face. Honestly, I'd like to grab him by the little scrawny little freaking neck and say, "Shah."
Coming up in tweets, you're going to hear what Time Magazine did. So there's all kinds of stuff going on with the media. They're trying to. In fact, that Krasenstein guy comes out, him and his twin, that are just absolute Goebbels like. Basically, once again, was saying that it was all a fake. That Trump has faked this.
Oh boy! How about a little funny thing here, flounder number 2? Yes, now for some laughs. Vice President Bump and Grind has a fun time with fellow hater Ellen DeGeneres, hoping that Melania Trump one day will become a widow. Cut number 2, sir.
If you had to be stuck in an elevator with either President Trump, Mike Pence, or Jeff Sessions, who would it be?
Does one of us have to come out alive?
Did you hear her cackle?
Yeah.
I mean, that's not normal. Have you ever heard anybody laugh like that? I mean, whether it's part of a comedy routine or a sketch, or have you ever heard anybody, and especially a public figure? Yeah. And she has that whole Julia Roberts jaw teeth thing going. I mean, it's just, oh my God. Anyway, and more on the kid, the son of the thing, and the shooter, and the stuff, and the thing. And by the way, the vice presidential stuff get involved in this too. And also, we're going to talk about Time Magazine and their ironic cover, and all Pete's tweets coming up here shortly. In fact, we'll do that next. And also, Flounder's funny. Let's do Pete's tweets coming out. You want to do that? Let's do that.
Sure.
345-404-7412. Did I get all calls found? Did I miss a call? Or are we okay? Are we okay?
Yeah, we got Patrick on the horn, but we can get him when we come back.
Okay, did I screw up?
No, not at all.
All right, hold on, Patrick. You're next. I swear I got Ned Pete's tweets. Give her Pete's Flounder. My head, I'm sorry. I'm not good. Medicine. I need medicine.
Stream Clay Travis and Buck Sexton, Glenn Beck, Fox News, and even NASCAR on Sundays. Anywhere on the Extra 106.3 app. Download the app now and get 24/7 access to the live stream, the latest news, and everything you need to know about Atlanta's only conservative talk station. Download the Extra 106.3 app for Apple or Android and check out even more great original content at thepodcastpark.com.
Have you considered securing your family's future, protecting your hard-earned assets, navigating complex legal matters with ease? Nelson Elder Care Law is here to guide and empower you and your loved ones. As a family-owned and family-focused business, our mission is to exceed your expectations, offering absolute assurance and peace of mind. With our trademarked Absolute Protection Trust and expertise in customized estate planning, Medicaid crisis solutions, probate administration, guardianship, and conservatorship, Nelson Elder Care Law protects what matters most to you. Imagine a team dedicated to safeguarding your legacy every step of the way. Our flat fees ensure transparency, and our customized plans prioritize your family's specific needs. Are you worried about protecting your family and your legacy after you're gone? Let us help you ensure you're absolutely protected from whatever curveballs life may throw your way. Schedule a complimentary legacy planning meeting with our legal team in Marietta or Woodstock today. Contact us at 678-250-9355 or visit at nelsoneldercarelaw.com.
When you're leaving the house, do you plead with your garage door? Please open, please open. Hi, I'm Dan Watkins, owner of All Four Seasons Garage and Entry Doors. Let us take that anxiety away with one quick call. Our highly trained technicians will get to the bottom of your garage door issues. It could be a simple repair, a malfunctioning opener, or maybe just needs a tune-up. But if it's time for your garage door to be replaced, we'll make that easy too with upfront pricing and free estimates. When trust matters, trust us. All, the number 4, Seasons Garages.com.
Thanksgiving is just around the corner. Always wanted to smoke a turkey but weren't sure how? We can teach you at Southern Thunder Barbecue School. Our October class will cover all the traditional barbecue meats: brisket, pulled pork, ribs, chicken, and pork loin. And as a bonus, you'll learn smoked turkey with gravy so you can wow your guests for Thanksgiving dinner. Learning to cook the perfect barbecue is not a topic learned from a book. It takes hands-on instruction, the kind you get at Southern Thunder Barbecue School. Our classes are designed and taught by Grand Championship pros with real-life experience, competing, instructing, and catering barbecue events. A day-long class at Southern Thunder Barbecue School makes a fantastic gift. So do your loved ones a favor and tell them what you really want is the Barbecue with the Pros class, available now at SouthernThunderBBQ.com. That's SouthernThunderBBQ.com.
This is Doug Moore, health insurance broker at YourChoiceHealthPlan.net. Your health insurance premium should not look like a mortgage payment. You don't have to overpay for health insurance. We sell private insurance with no deductibles and no rate increases. These plans are typically 30 to 60% less than what you're paying, and you don't need to change doctors. We customize all plans to meet your budget. Don't fret. Go to YourChoiceHealthPlan.net. I can save you big money. Or call me, Doug Moore, at 770-697-0100. That's 770-697-0100. Don't fret. Go to YourChoiceHealthPlan.net. If your payment is too high, you're on COBRA, or your work coverage is too expensive, call me at 770-697-0100. You don't have to have government marketplace insurance that's crazy expensive. Don't fret. Go to YourChoiceHealthPlan.net and request quote. I can help, or call me at 770-697-0100, and I can design a plan for you, not by big government.
Hey guys, Donald Trump Jr. here with urgent news. The world's central banks are making unprecedented moves, and it's time to pay attention. In 2022 and 2023, they bought more gold than ever before, and now in 2024, the trend is accelerating. Why? Because central banks have lost faith in the dollar. And in these uncertain times, gold is the ultimate safe haven. If you too are worried about the dollar, I urge you to take similar action by diversifying your IRA or 401k into gold with my trusted friends at Birch Gold Group. To see how it works, get your free info kit on gold IRAs by texting the word hedge to 989898. Birch Gold is the only gold company I trust. They provide an easy process to roll over your 401k or IRA into gold without losing your tax advantage status. So text hedge to 989898. That's hedge to the number 989898 to get your free info kit on gold IRAs from Birch Gold.
Message and data rates may apply.
Stand by. Here we go. 3:51. Got Pete's tweets coming up. Flounders Funnies coming up. Calls coming up. But first, Pearl Jam, 1996. First night of their No Code tour at Key Arena in Seattle. Because of the band's refusal to play in Ticketmaster venue areas, Pearl Jam was forced to use alternate ticketing companies for the shows. Fans complained were to be out of the way and hard to get to. But again, they were trying. Of course, it wasn't until when Taylor Swift. Remember when Taylor Swift said, "Oh, I'm not putting up with the way you guys are doing things." Man, they paid attention to Taylor Swift. I mean, that girl was powerful when she was a teenager. Now she's a billionaire in 34 or something. Anyway, phone calls today priority. Kimber, Pete, and Flounder 404-741-1230 to the phones. Patrick, thanks for holding, sir. You're on the radio. What do you think? What's up?
Well, you know what, Kimber? I have not heard anything, if not at all today, is anybody screaming, yelling about coming, taking our guns or banning guns or, where's the rhetoric with that?
Well, that is kind of unusual, especially with an AK. Well, they thought it was an AK-47. It was an SKS, which is similar. But still, it is kind of amazing that they haven't. Maybe they realize that every time they do it, they get criticized for it. So this time they're just. And frankly, I don't know what their reaction simply has been even worse. I think just blaming Donald Trump, actually saying it's his own fault. I mean, that's even worse than saying, well, let's go get your guns. That's kind of a secondary issue. They're actually saying Donald Trump was asking for it, which to me is, I mean, that's even worse. That's excusing it, saying, well, what the hell? He was asking for it in the first place, so if he gets killed, it's his own damn fault. That's the cruelest, hardest thing I've ever heard, I think. Jeez.
And the last piece she played with Ellen DeGeneres and Kamala's side piece, imagine if that would have been J.D. Vance talking about Jill Biden.
Yeah.
You know, I want to shoot you. Holy crap, Cameron, you know what would, oh my God.
They burned down the place. Yeah, they caused riots for that kind of stuff. Yeah, they had statues to George Floyd, for God's sakes. I know. Patrick, I know. It's just, the world's nuts, man. And it's the media's letting it happen. The media, thank you for calling. I appreciate it. But get Scotty in a second. You know what? The media, if the media, honestly, even... Well, they don't do commentaries anymore. When I was growing up as a kid, almost every local TV station had a general manager who came on with a pro and con. Or he did, that's my opinion, we welcome yours. And it was just kind of a thing to let the community know that you're talking about issues, stuff like that. These days, with a cell phone, nobody needs that. Nobody pay attention anyway. But still, you would think that the media, when these Democrats come out and say things like this, you would think that somebody in the media would say, no, wait a minute. You really can't tell me you're blaming Donald Trump for the people trying to kill him because of what he said. I mean, it's just, there's just no sense of decency. I don't know. Scotty the window guy, you're on the radio, man. What do you think? Yeah, hello. Do we listen?
My brother.
There you go. Yes, sir.
Welcome home. Semper Fi, my brother.
Thank you.
Shout out to you too, Mafia.
There you go.
I just got a question for you, and this is puzzling me.
Yeah.
I mean, do you think the Democrats are involved in this?
You mean as a party? Well, I don't think Nancy Pelosi is having a meeting to say, well, let's try to kill Trump and who's up next. I don't think that, but I don't.
Twice in 2 months.
I don't know. I don't know anything, Scotty. Honestly, I mean, I would find it hard to believe, but if it came true, I'd say, well, I should have known. So, I mean, I don't trust any of those people. I think they want him to be killed. I think they wish he'd been killed, and I think they're happy that he is in danger. I think they really appreciate it. I think they like it that way. Okay. All right, 340-55. Anyway.
Play the sounder. Let's just
355. Peach tweets. We got Peach. We got tweets. We don't have to wait for the whole thing. That's kind of a long intro. Peach, you got some. There we go. Peach tweets right here. What do you got?
Fine.
Sorry.
He put a lot of work and effort into that.
I feel bad because he's sitting there waiting for the damn thing to end when we get a thing. That's all.
Another reason to hate the media. Time magazine actually posted this quote: Ryan Routh, a 58-year-old with unclear political ideology. I guess the Biden-Harris bumper sticker on his truck, all those Facebook posts hating on Trump, and all those donations to Act Blue and other Democratic slush funds, and the fact he was caught trying to air condition President Trump on the golf course escaped the eagle-eyed journalist at Time magazine.
That's unbelievable.
Unclear.
I mean, it's just no conscience, these people. I mean, it's just no character, no sense of decency. God.
You know how Kamala loves her Venn diagrams?
Oh, yeah.
The circles?
The circles
here's
interacting,
one. 2 circles. Yeah. One with Trump in one circle, and the other Kamala Harris.
All right.
In Trump's circle, it reads bullets. In Kamala's circle, it reads interviews. The 2 circles conjoin, it says dodging.
Dodging bullets, dodging interviews. There you go. It's exactly correct.
Laura Logan tweets, ABC News spoke with the city manager of Mar-a-Lago, and there's no reported shooting involving former President Trump. End of investigation.
It's over.
Democrat Representative Jasmine Crockett on MSNBC Sunday morning, hours before the shooting, quote, right now I feel like MAGA in general, they are threats to us domestically, end quote.
Who just said that?
Representative Jasmine Crockett.
Oh, my God. Say that to my face. How about that? Tell me, come to my face while I'm wearing my Marine Corps shirt. Tell me that I'm a threat to democracy. You punk.
And finally, Jimmy Fallon tweets, I want to live in an America where the press has more access to the Democrat nominee than the assassins do to the Republican nominee.
And again, they just need to have a news conference. They don't need to have a sit-down interview. They need to have her stand up in front of a podium and answer every question anybody's got, including follow-ups. It's the only way we're going to get anything about this. Have we got time for a funny there, Flounder? I forgot to get my
Of course we do. Here's a nice quick one right here. There we go. That's what she said.
By the way, if you're a dentist, would you stop asking us how often we floss? You know.
Tell me about it.
It's your job to know. Stop with the power move. I don't know why it matters to you. My root canal's paying off your Tesla. You shouldn't want me to floss. If I were a dentist, I'd be the richest dentist because everyone would love me because I wouldn't ask you questions. I treat you all like adults. I'd be on your side. Like, yeah, mouthwash burns. I don't use it either. Anyway, that'll be $8,000. I'll see you next week. Grab a cookie on the way out.
Who's that? I recognize the voice.
It is Kellen Erskine.
Oh, we like that guy.
Erskine.
But either way is fine. Our birthday, by the way, I have been flossing, but that's not the issue. The pain is not going up into my ear and through my jawbone. So I think something bad's going to happen Wednesday when I go to see Dr. Tina.
I bet they pull a 12-foot tapeworm out of there that's been curled up.
Wouldn't be a bit surprised. Oh, mercy. By the way, we mentioned earlier Molly Shannon, the comedian girl from SNL. Amy Poehler's birthday is today. Molly Shannon was 60. Amy Poehler's 53. Leslie Knope on Parks and Rec. Joy in The Inside Out, and SNL cast member. Amy Poehler, 53 years old. I've always liked her stuff. She seems, I don't know what her politics are, I assume, but
liberal.
Yeah, gotta be. And on this day in history, the Mayflower departs Plymouth, England for the New World. 102 pilgrims and a crew of 30. They left on this day. They arrived in Provincetown, Massachusetts, November 21st. More than 2 months at sea in a wooden boat. They got to Plymouth, Mass. on December 26th. 10 years later, same day, 1630, the village of Shawmut, Massachusetts, changed its name to Boston. Can you imagine 2 months on the Mayflower?
And if you ever seen it, they have the replica there in Plymouth Harbor.
You could not do it. There's no way you would go on that boat for 2 months at sea. And nobody knew what the sea was either. There's 20. It might have been monsters for all they know. Anyway, 4 o'clock. Sorry, I'm late. My bad.
WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey broadcasting station. This hour is presented by Atlanta's Safe House.
A brief court appearance earlier today, charged with 2 federal firearms counts for now.
These 2 charges are the quickest way to keep him behind bars. They are possession of a firearm by a convicted felon and possession of a firearm with an obliterated serial number. That means scratched off.
Fox's David Spund. Trump was golfing with friends at Trump International when Secret Service agents spotted a rifle along a fence line, 1 hole ahead of the president, and fired on the would-be assassin.
He made a quick escape from the Trump golf course, but according to a criminal complaint, he was discovered on I-95 after a witness spotted him getting into the car and took down his license plate.
The FBI says that plate was stolen and belonged to a different car. 58-year-old Ryan Ruth has a felony record in North Carolina, where he spent most of his life. He's believed to have voted for Trump once before later describing him as a buffoon over the Capitol riot and for backing out of the Iran nuclear deal. Trump railing against Democrat rhetoric in one social media post.
America suffered too many times the tragedy of an assassin's bullet. It solves nothing.
President Biden, during a previously scheduled event today, saying there's no place for political violence and that America resolves differences peacefully at the ballot box. A Pakistani man charged with plotting to have U.S. political leaders killed pleads not guilty in federal court, believed to have been potentially targeting Trump over the killing of a top Iranian general, but also possibly other politicians on both sides of the aisle. He could face life in prison if convicted. New highs on Wall Street. The Dow up 228 at the bell to a record close, 41,622. America is listening to Fox News.
Hey, Donald Trump Jr. here. Central banks are buying gold at record amounts, and the trend is accelerating in 2024. They see the writing on the wall. The dollar is failing. Is gold the answer for you too? To find out, get a free info kit from Birch Gold Group by texting the word PROTECT to 989898. That's PROTECT to the number 989898 to get your free info kit from Birch Gold, the only gold company I trust, right now.
Message and data rates may apply.
Hear that? The sound of adorable little birds in your garden. And if you were here, you'd taste the 2 sweet but tiny tomatoes you grew all by yourself. But you're not here. Because your self-care happens when you're riding your motorcycle protected by Progressive on your way to the store for a pack of normal-sized tomatoes. So if you ride, switch to Progressive, America's #1 motorcycle insurer, without getting your hands dirty. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
Find it. I got it. Here we go. 403. For the Kimmer Pete and the Palander. 1977, 29-year-old T-Rex singer Mark Bolan was killed instantly when the car driven by his girlfriend, Gloria Jones, left the road and smacked into a tree in Barnes, London. Miss Jones broke her jaw. The couple on the way to Bolan's home in Richmond after a night out at a party and restaurant. A local man who witnessed the crash said, "Man, I arrived. A girl was lying on the bonnet." I guess that's the hood, or the trunk, the hood, I guess. And a man with long, dark, curly hair was stretched out on the road. There was a hell of a mess. 1977, former T-Rex singer Mark Bolan died. 404, our birthday list includes Susan Rutan. You may not know the name. 76 years old. Susan Rutan played Roz on L.A. Law. The secretary to the blonde guy, actor guy. He was on the baseball movie where the...
Say it!
Boy, no, crap, I hate the... Major League. Very good. Corbin
Arnie.
Corbin Burnson played Arnie on L.A. Law. See, I got like 2 out of 5. That's pretty good for me, by the way. 40%, I'll take it. Let's see. On this day in history, 1908, General Motors became a company. William Billy Durant formed it by combining Buick and Oldsmobile's car manufacturers to form General Motors. By the way, Billy Durant's middle name is Crapo. C-R-A-P-O, Crapo.
Drive the 2016 Crapo.
He could have made a car after, they had the Edsel after Ford's son.
The deluxe Crapo.
Anyway, 405. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, how you doing? Here's the number, 404. 741-1230, 404-741-1230. And you mentioned a Time magazine, and ironically, a few days before Donald Trump was nearly shot again, Time magazine came out with a cover showing Donald Trump in a golf cart going downhill into a bunker, a sand bunker, and getting stuck. And the cover said, "In trouble." So Donald Trump is going downhill, stuck in a bunker, sand bunker, and it says, "In trouble." The accompanying story was how Carmela Sidepiece knocked Donald Trump off course and discussed how Democrats rattled Trump during their debate in Philadelphia last week. It's been now removed from their cover series. People are wondering, did they have advanced knowledge of the attempted assassination of Donald Trump at the golf club in West Palm Beach? And by the way, Donald Trump wanted to keep playing. He said he was even par and he had a birdie putt and he wanted to keep playing. In fact, Flounder, cut number 8, he turned to his caddy because he wasn't sure whether they should continue or not, and when it sounded like this.
Funny is next on. I keep playing. I don't think the heavy stuff's going to come down for quite a while.
We can laugh about it now.
We can laugh about it now. 406, to the phones. Flounder, what have we got working for us here?
Let's see. We got John on line 1 here.
John, welcome aboard, sir. You're on the radio. Happy Monday.
Oh, man, I tell you, I'm driving in traffic in Atlanta. You got me through this for I don't know how many years. I'm thinking to myself, wow, I'd love to hear the Kimmer. Too bad he's not on the radio anymore. I'm scanning, and there you are. I can't believe it. Stuck up here at 85. You got it one time. Give me a whoa.
Herb, help, 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 help. Oh,
there we go. I'm going to ram the car in front of me. I'm so mad. That's great, man. Go ahead and get him.
You're very kind. Thank you, my friend. Be careful out there.
Yeah, we got Scott on line 2 here.
Scott, you're on the radio, my friend. Welcome aboard. What's up?
You know, Kamala Harris is really the greatest thing that's ever happened. Oh, damn. I misspoke. I'm sorry.
We missed part of that. I'm sorry. Start again. The line was bad.
It was a stupid joke. I said Kamala Harris is the best thing that's ever happened to us, and then I apologized and said, "Oh, damn, I misspoke."
Yeah, I mean, honestly, we've never gone through a situation like this in America in our history. We really haven't. I have so much hate in my head, in my heart for the people I really truly believe are trying to destroy the country. They're trying to change the very basic nature of our country. And I want to fight it. I want to stop it. And again, I'm a nobody. I'm an old fart that isn't even counted in demographics anymore. So I'm a dead man as far as anybody else is concerned. But it makes me sick to my stomach to think of what's going on here.
There's a bunch of us nobodies who are ready to fight for it. So now they're saying it was an inside job. But I was listening to an interview with a local federal enforcement officer, and he said from the road or the highway, you can see Air Trump parked on the other side of the golf course. And they said if you see his plane there, that means he's there.
Yeah.
So, it's...
Well, the guy was waiting 12 hours in a sniper's nest. I mean, first of all, that to me is just unbelievable that within 500 yards of the fifth hole at Trump Golf Course, that they didn't know that there was a guy in a sniper's nest since 2 o'clock in the morning, and then he got away with it. If it hadn't been for a civilian who happened to see a funny car getting out of an area that looked a little funny, took a picture, otherwise he'd have gotten away with it. He was free.
That's crazy. And they said he only had $60 in his bank account, which means he didn't bring toilet paper with him for hanging out.
Yeah. Scott, thanks, man. I appreciate it. 409. I mean, honestly, the whole thing is, I can't believe it. 12 hours he sat there in a sniper's nest, and then he got away. He drove. They see the gun. They shoot from 500 yards and didn't hit him, but they messed him up. He fled the scene and left and got away. Only for a civilian who said, gee, that looks a little funny, and took a picture of the guy fleeing in his car. Otherwise, they'd have never known anything about him. I assume there might be fingerprints on the stuff he left behind, but still, I mean, he got away.
Where are their drones? Where are the drones?
Yeah, well,
do we pay all that money for? What are they doing with this stuff? And by the way, should Trump stop playing golf until the election?
Well, then the terrorists win.
Predictable.
Then the terrorists win. Yeah, but the terrorists win.
But he's becoming predictable, and the stakes are rather high. Maybe put the golf clubs away.
Well, maybe have the security people do their freaking job.
Yeah, true.
I mean, how hard is it to look for 500 yards? You tell me that you can't see what's around 500 yards of a freaking president? I mean, that's just like you said. Where are the drones? There should be a drone following him everywhere over his freaking head.
Speaking of drones, if they can get this close with a rifle, how easy would it be to get close to him with a drone?
Well, yeah, good point. Or a rocket launcher, for that matter.
But a drone can get. All you got to do is be in the vicinity.
If you could arm one, that's right. Yeah. I mean, and again, even releasing not necessarily a bullet, but any kind of a device, projectile.
Claymore.
Yeah, absolutely. Or poison stuff. I mean, there could be all kinds of stuff here. I mean, you think, I mean, we're talking about AI technology we have these days. We have robots who can, climb up and down stairs and can respond to humans' commands and stuff. And we can't protect Donald Trump.
At the Missouri game, the head coach of Missouri came out with one of those robot dogs walking around him on the field.
Yeah, we can do that. And everything else that we are capable of doing, and yet we can't protect Donald Trump on the golf course from 500 yards.
The federal government does what it wants to do.
And the guy got away. Again, I can't get over it. They saw him enough to shoot at him, and he got away. How is it possible that the guy who shot at I guess it was one guy who saw him and shot at him, and therefore he obviously said, we got a shooter in the woods, da-da-da-da-da, and there was nobody within all that distance. The guy just, walked out of the woods and got in his car and drove away? I mean, I can't, it's just unbelievable to me.
If I'm Trump, I'm building a moat around that golf course and filling it full of you-know-what.
Yeah. I mean, God, it's just unbelievable. And by the way, this guy is no stranger to weirdness. He used to live in North Carolina, and a woman who lived next door to the would-be shooter said he's a registered Democrat. He was a fruit ball. He was kind of freaky, a little cuckoo. She said, I knew he had a lot of guns. We didn't know he'd go that far. Assassinating the president, he's going to be going away for a long time. I mean, the pictures and stuff, I couldn't believe it. But then she said that we saw a lot of guns in his home over the years. I've seen guns myself. Yeah, they had a lot of guns over there. A lot of people afraid of him back in the day. And then he moved to Hawaii to be with his girlfriend, and his son apparently is now estranged from him, and said, my dad's not a violent person, but he said my dad hated Trump. He says, I don't like him either. Every reasonable person hates Trump. Oh, Jesus. Oh, God. Anyway, 4:13. It's Monday. And Donald Trump Jr. and could be a little fading love action going on there. We'll check it out. But we got a lot of stuff here. 4:13. Give her feet louder.
Time for the Bortz Report, brought to you by Southern Exteriors, the Southeast premier home exterior solution. Quality and precision you can rely on for over 20 years. Visit southernexteriors.co.
Well, you absolutely knew it was going to happen, and it did yesterday at Trump's golf course in Palm Beach. Another assassin tried to kill the former president with a sniper rifle. He's in jail now. Why 2 attempts in the last couple of months? Well, could it possibly be because of the way Donald Trump's opponents and his media arm are talking about him? Not a lot of time. Let's cut to the chase. They love calling him a Nazi. In fact, throughout my talk radio career, which started in 1970, it was always very popular for liberals, now called progressives, to call conservatives Nazis. What better way to demonize your political opponents than to tie them to one of the most hated names in history, Adolf Hitler, chief Nazi. Now, what is a Nazi? The acronym comes from the name of that party, which I can't pronounce in German, the National Socialist German Workers' Party. Socialist Workers' Party. Now, wait a minute. I thought it was the left that were the Socialist and the Workers' Party. Nope, they managed to get that definition switched and to apply it to their very enemies. Now we have dictionaries defining Nazis as people who want to use power to control and harm other people, especially racial minorities. Isn't it funny how definitions change, especially when you have a massive media conglomerate on your side? Let's tie conservatives, people who want less government and more freedom, to Adolf Hitler. It'll be easy. And it was. With the backing of our media, not a problem. So demonize Donald Trump as being a Nazi, and the nutcases will come out of the woodwork. Neil Bortz, XTRA 106.3.
Hey, it's Tug with election season in full swing and football on everybody's mind. Don't forget that fall's just around the corner. As those leaves start to drop, your gutters and roof might need some attention. Southern Exteriors has been protecting homes across the Southeast. Whether you need gutter cleaning, want to add gutter covers, or both, now's the time to get it done. Plus, with any cleaning job, you'll get a free roof inspection. Call Southern Exteriors today at 8779-SOUTHERN or visit southernexteriors.co. Quality and precision you can rely on.
Hey, Jimmy, what's going on?
Oh, hey, Bobby.
It's kind of embarrassing. I'm having deck problems.
You're having deck problems?
Hey, keep it down. It's embarrassing.
Look, there's plenty of guys in the neighborhood with deck problems. What's the matter with yours?
Well, it's small and old compared to yours.
All right, let's not make this a deck measuring competition. You just need to call Excavations. They've seen decks of all sizes, shapes, and colors. Good news is Excavations can build you a sweet new deck that you'll love to show off to your friends and neighbors. Don't worry, Jimmy. We're going to get you some big deck energy.
Hi, this is Candace with Excavations, and have I got a tip for you. Don't feel ashamed of your deck. Excavations can build an outdoor living space that you'll be proud of. And with our Exavision, we'll be able to show you your home's transformation before you even begin the work. Keep the HOA off your deck and give us a call today for decks, windows, siding, roofing, and more. Or visit us at exovations.com to get inspired.
Hey everybody, it's Neil Bortz, an actual attorney spokesperson for Vance Law. Notice the heavy traffic out there? Yep, school's back in session. Things can happen. Sometimes people aren't that careful. Maybe an accident. But David Van Sant, he's there to help smooth the way for you if somebody you love gets hurt. Call Van Sant Law at 855-GA-INJURY. 855-GA-INJURY. First call after 9/11, Van Sant Law. 855-GA-INJURY.
Check this out now. Got an opening lyric. Pretty important coming up here, I think. Sugar Hill Gang. So start singing. Come on. Is this just instrumental? She's got to start saying here in a second. It's a very famous opening line. Sugar Hill Gang. Rapper's Delight, 1979. Considered. That was the opening lyric. I said a hip hop, the hippie, the hip hop. Opening lyric to Rapper's Delight was not the first single to feature rapping, but is considered the song that popularized hip hop around the world. In fact, there's even more information than the musical list, which includes the very white explanation for the historic event. Quote, rap, the New York City ghetto music in which the performers chant rhymed and rhythmical verses over pre-recorded instrumental dance tracks, made it onto vinyl with the release of the Sugar Hill Gang's Rapper's Delight. Sylvia Robinson, formerly of Mickey and Sylvia, formed the Sugar Hill Records to produce rap records, despite industry warnings that rap had no commercial appeal. Rapper's Delight was recorded over the instrumental break from Chick's Good Times. The single became a disco smash, selling 2 million copies in America. Released this day, 1979, and it started the rap explosion. Rapper's Delight. Our birthday list, Ed Begley Jr., 75. He played Stan Sitwell on Arrested Development, among other things, where he had to glue his eyebrows on because he had no hair or something. If I remember correctly. 420, cover Pete and Flounder. 404-741-1230. 741-1230. Our 4 o'clock hour brought to you by our good friends of the home of the Kimmer Safes, Atlanta Safe House. They have a showroom in Ackworth. And check them out at atlantasafehouse.com. Keep your stuff safe. You love the way they can protect you and your stuff there. 420, 404-741-1230. We'll have more political stuff here in a second. First of all, the passing of Tito Jackson. Tito Jackson was 70 years old. Jackson 5 member, founding member of the group with Michael Jackson. And it says here that Michael Jackson's brother Tito was 70 years old, died while driving from New Mexico to Oklahoma. The official cause of death was not revealed. They say he had a heart attack, though. Tito survived by his 3 sons. The son's mother, his ex-wife, was Dolores Didi Martis, who married him in 72, divorced in 88. She was found dead in a swimming pool at the age of 39 in 1994. Her death was originally ruled accidental, but then they found out that her boyfriend killed her, and he spent 24 years in prison for it. The Jackson 5 formed in 1964. Founding members Tito. His official name was Toriano Adrill, Adaril, Adarll. Adaril, I guess. Toriano Adaril. Jackie, Jermaine, younger brothers Marion and Michael joined soon after. Tito played guitar at the age of 10. His father caught him experimenting on his own musical instrument and broke a string. So Dad Joe demanded Tito play for him and then eventually bought him a guitar. The 10 Jackson kids broke into song regularly, and Joe was inspired to form them into the family band. He was a pretty tough, notoriously hard father and manager, and insisted his children call him by his name and not Dad. Tito Jackson, dead at 70, says died while driving. I don't know whether he crashed. I mean, how could you say he died while driving his car? Well, what do you mean? I mean, he slumped over and he was. I mean, what happened?
You know
what?
I am going to go on TMZ right now because if anybody has the story,
yeah, they should know that.
It's TMZ, and they're going to give us the skinny on Tito.
They should know that.
And how he died.
That's right. 422, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. 404-741-1230, 741-1230. And let's do, sorry, my head's splitting because I got this tooth thing has been killing me. It's my whole head and jaw and face now, and I go to the dentist on Wednesday, so I'll be fine. But I'm pumping this oral gel stuff is not bad, but I hate the taste of it. It makes me spit and stuff like that, but it does ease some of those things. And, of course, thank God I've got 17 bottles of Tylenol. I'll take 12 every half hour. So that's working out pretty good there. Remember the name of Vindman. There's a lieutenant colonel named Vindman who testified at the Donald Trump impeachment hearing as a witness against Donald Trump. He's a lieutenant colonel. He was a real thing. When they mistakenly called him Mr. Vindman, he said, that's Lieutenant Colonel Vindman. And by the way, out of courtesy, if you're a lieutenant colonel, people will see you and say, hey, Colonel, how you doing? They don't say, hey, Lieutenant Colonel, how you doing? They just say, if you're a lieutenant colonel, they just, out of courtesy, just call you Colonel. Hey, Colonel, how's it going? Well, not this guy. And he was something of a complete jerk, so he didn't deserve to be called Colonel. But here's what happened. His wife, Vindman is running for office in Virginia for Congress. Eugene Vindman is running for the open seat in Congressional District 7 in Virginia. His wife, Rachel, said this about the almost, again, assassination attempt number 2 against Donald Trump. Here's what the wife said, quote, no ears were harmed. Carry on with your Sunday afternoon. No ears were harmed. Mocking. I mean, just, can you imagine if that had been Carmela that got shot in the face or Joe Biden? Oh, my God.
White people would be locked up in America.
They would burn down the cities. They'd burn me car lots and warehouses.
So I thought the Democrats were against gun violence. I guess that's not that big a deal to them anymore.
I guess I thought they were also against hate speech. I thought they, anybody who says anything bad in my administration kind of deal. Good Lord.
We now know.
And by the way, go ahead. One more quick thing. By the way, her opponents are condemning. And she said when people were complaining about it, she said, I condemn you. I condemn your lack of integrity, your attacks on immigrants, your desecration of the Arlington National Cemetery, you and your Donald Trump, inciting political violence for a decade. He could reduce the temperature of his election cycle, but you thrive on this, MAGA. It's all your bullying. You're all weak. Oh, my God. By the way, she's now doubling down, saying, she said to the people who are upset, oh, sorry you're triggered. I mean, no, I'm not. I don't care even a little bit. Trump's been inciting violence for years. He douses the situation in gasoline, lights a match, and walks away claiming no responsibility. God, yeah. And somebody said, hey, how about this? How about the family of Corey Conspiratori would like a word with Rachel Vindman? He's the one who was murdered by the would-be assassin of Donald Trump. And the other 2 guys shot. They'd like to have a word with how funny this is, and no ears were hurt. God. Yes, sir, you were saying.
Tito Jackson passed away from a massive heart attack while driving somewhere between New Mexico and Oklahoma.
Yeah, but it doesn't say what did he get in a crash? I wonder. I mean, while driving.
He died of a massive heart attack.
Okay, but you would think they would say, and the car crashed into a tree, and luckily no one was in the car. I mean,
good Lord, do you know what kind of shoes he was wearing, or what kind of colored socks? How much do you want to know?
Okay, let me ask you this: if I were to say to you, "Oh yeah, I was, this famous guy, he was driving his car and he had a heart attack and died while he was driving his car," and you would say, "Oh my God, was he on an interstate? Did he crash into somebody else? Was there anybody in the car with him?
No.
Did it flip over?" You wouldn't care one way or the other. It just, he died while he was driving, but that would not spur your interest at all? Are you kidding me?
No.
First I asked him, what happened?
No. Wait, it's just like if somebody was having a heart attack and pulled over on the side of the road just to make sure people could see him got out of his car.
You mean like me? Well, maybe he did. Maybe. I was trying to be good to the people so they wouldn't think I was just sleeping. Oh, Lordy. 427. Oh, speaking of wives, here we go one more time. We're going to play cut number 4 here, Flounder. This is incredible. A campaign speech by Minnesota's First Lady Gwen Walz, of the wife of False Walz, the dirty, cowardly, chicken-livered, yellow-bellied, fraud, phony warrior. She used a sweeping hand gesture to make fun of J.D. Vance and Donald Trump. She was giving a speech on Wednesday, in Wisconsin over the weekend. And let's play cut number 4. She was trying to get the crowd to go along with giving one of her Carmela side piece sweeping hand gestures to out all the opponents. Cut number 4, sir.
Bye-bye, Donald Trump.
We're turning the page.
62 days and we are turning the page.
Turning the page.
62 days and bye-bye, Donald Trump.
Bye-bye, Donald Trump.
Did you see her eyes?
Oh,
they all have these crazy liberal white women eyes that get hot. You can see their entire pupils.
It's just,
they're nuts.
They're just.
That's Howard Dean. Howard Dean going, whoo!
Yeah. And the reason is, if you'll notice, every time Carmela Sidepiece shows up at an event, she's got the horrible Julia Roberts laugh and the cackle going. That's all they're doing. It's all the happiness and the joy and the screaming and the laughter and this. I mean, that's all they've got. They're not talking about politics. We're going to make America so good that all families will be a lot better off than they are. I mean, that's all.
Did you hear the question? A local girl reporter, female reporter, basically said, "What is your plans? 1 or 2 plans to bring down inflation or whatever in prices?"
Philadelphia.
And her answer was, "Well, I was raised in a middle-class family."
Yeah, this happened over there. And by the way, it was a local Philadelphia reporter. And that was why she did it, because she knows that local reporters are not going to be tough on her like somebody from Fox would be. So the reporter said, "Well, what are your you want to lower the prices of everything. What are your plans to get the prices lower in the economy?" And like Pete said, her first, "Well, I come from a middle-class family." And she just dodged the whole thing. In fact, I heard it over the weekend. If you heard her interview, it's exactly her word salad. She never addressed anything. She just talks. And the guy was looking at her, and he should have said, "Ma'am, all due respect, I have no idea what you just said. What are you going to, I asked you what you're going to do. You didn't tell me what you're going to do. You can tell me what you'd like to see, but you didn't tell me what you're going to do. Are you going to do this, and this?" I mean, it's unbelievable. And she's still getting away with it. Oh, Lord. All right, 4:30, we got so much more. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Flounder's funnies and Pete's tweets, more coming up, and Holy Crap in Sports. And again, I was listening to the radio because I was late, avoiding going home because of the concert traffic. And I was listening to Joe Simpson was ripping ESPN pretty good on our broadcast, which I liked because they deserved it. It's all coming up. 4:30, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder right here. Look at
The legend Neil Bortz is only on Extra 106.3. Hey, it's Tug, and here's what you missed from the Talkmaster.
Kamala Harris sees an end to right to work. No private sector worker will be allowed to avoid union membership and union dues if that's what the majority of his co-workers want.
Catch Neil's commentary every day on Extra 106.3 or listen anytime on the Extra 106.3 app.
Hey, it's Front Office Lowe's for Howard Brothers and Toro. Football is kicking off, and your lawn needs to be in top shape this season. With the help of Toro Mowers and Howard Brothers, you can keep your yard looking like a winning field all season long. So stop by your local Howard Brothers and find your ideal Toro mower. Their friendly team is always ready to serve you because they know a great yard is the ultimate home field advantage. And Toro has the top-notch performance to make it happen. The grass is always greener when you take care of it with Toro and with Howard Brothers.
Hi, this is Ben.
And I'm Walt from Horizon Background Screening.
I would say anyone who's working in any industry could use our services.
A couple of the clients that people tend to not even think about are churches, volunteer organizations. We do a lot of background checks for referee associations. Anybody who's going to be around kids or older adults or anybody vulnerable, you really need to do a background check that includes a criminal history, a sex offender registry search, and anything else that's really relevant to your organization, just to make sure that the people who you're putting in touch with, kids and other vulnerable people, are who you think they are, and that you're not putting your clientele at risk.
So we're going to help you reduce your risk. We're going to help you hire the right person on the front end so that you don't spend all this time with training and all those kind of things and then realize that wasn't a good hire.
The best way for people to find us is on our website. A quick Google search of Horizon Background Screening, or look at us at horizonscreening.com.
Are you looking for something simple but delicious, sweet but also savory? Discover Schumann Farms Sweet Onions. Schumann Farms is a third-generation family farm with the Real Sweet brand and Mr. Buck's brand sweet onions. Each brand brings savory, sweet deliciousness to every meal. Whether you're grilling, sautéing, or simply adding a fresh crunch to your salad, Schumann Farms has you covered. Look for Schumann Farms Real Sweet brand and your Mr. Buck's brand sweet onions at your grocery store and taste the difference for yourself. Schumann Farms, the Georgia family farm growing tradition and the world's sweetest onions.
You know Diamonds Direct for their exquisite diamonds and fine jewelry. What about luxury watches? With a handpicked collection by the industry's top timepiece experts, skip the waiting list and get the timepiece you've been eyeing right away. And this month only, enjoy 0% interest for 5 years on all the top brands. Imagine owning a $15,000 luxury watch for just $250 a month. Spread your payments over 5 years with 0 interest on approved credit. Diamonds Direct, where you can shop direct for diamonds and watches.
Oh man, look at my backyard. Looks like a tornado met a hurricane in a desert. I'm going to tell her to turf off. Or maybe you'd rather turf on with ATL Turf Co., the Southeast's leading turf installer. Whether you'd like a new football field, putting green, or have us create the perfect maintenance-free backyard of your dreams, find ATLTurfCo.com. Make your yard great again. Visit ATLTurfCo.com and see what we've created for customers like you in the Southeast. ATLTurfCo.com. And no more yard cackling.
I think we just played this last week.
Yes, we did. Yeah, played this last week. That's all right, though.
Tomorrow and me, just this old guitar and an empty bottle of booze.
Because it was on this day, 1969.
I don't blame him because he run and hid. But the
Johnny was number one
he ever did.
A boy named
but
Sue.
Before he left, he went and named me Sue.
The young man's quest for revenge. Dad abandoned him at 3 years old.
It was quite a joke.
And commonly feminine name results in him suffering ridicule and harassment. You know the story, Jonathan. That's it. Yeah, a boy named Kim. Yeah. And again, for the record, I'm a baby boomer, and when I was a little boy in our first neighborhood in early 50s, 1950, 51, 2, something like that, I lived in a neighborhood where I believe there were 4 boys named Kim. All different and came in different time. I mean, we were not named after each other, but because of the book Kim of Korea. Rudyard Kipling was rather popular back after World War II. Anyway, 435, Kim Pete and founder. Other birthdays include Mark Anthony, formerly Mr. Jennifer Lopez. Mark Anthony is 56 years old today. By the way, I saw on one of the things here in my phone, a Facebook thing, that apparently Ben Affleck has been spending quality time with his ex, Jennifer Lopez.
And she kissed him yesterday.
Yeah, they were holding hands and kissing. And so...
Is he stupid, or did he get kicked in the head by a horse? Or, I mean, the man's a masochist.
Asking for a trip.
He's a sadomasochist.
I mean, what are you thinking? Anyway, no.
Learn your lesson.
Well, no, I just sometimes you just, And let's do one more while we're at it, and we'll do some more vice presidential stuff. This just in, apparently Kimberly Guilfoyle, who has been engaged to Donald Trump Jr. for 5 years, is a little upset about photos of Donald Trump Jr.'s intimate lunch with a Palm Beach socialite named Bettina Anderson. And she was blindsided by the photos of sharing what's called an intimate lunch. She says here she's turning a blind eye to rumors and whispers about her fiance's wandering eye. The ex-news host Kimberly Guilfoyle is 55. She was married to the mayor of San Francisco, and let's see, married to governor. She's the ex-wife of Governor Newsom. That's right. And also a prominent member of the inner circle, the Trump people. She was on Fox News for a very long time. I always thought she was just too much of a
Never
bimbo.
cared for her.
I mean, and just
every time anyone cornered her, she'd go, "Well, I'm a lawyer."
Yeah. I didn't really like her at all. And she just seemed, a little vapid to me. But anyway, let's see. Friends say that Guilfoyle was caught off guard. Don Jr., 46. She's 55 and he's 46. The girl he was with is 37. They were published over the weekend. Kimberly didn't know about it, didn't want to know. There's whispers that Don's been goofing around. And let's see. Don Jr.'s dalliance is an open secret. They've been spotted enjoying each other's company, kissing several. Daily Mail's photos taken the pair seen kissing during their meal at an upscale restaurant. Don does not account to anybody for what he does. Maybe his father. Pretty bold. Kimberly looking the other way. What happens now is anyone's guess. Will she stick around? Hell, they've been engaged for 5 years. You'd think, well, I don't know. What do I know? I don't know anything. No, I died 19 years ago. I don't give a crap anymore. 438, cover Pete and Flounder. Okay, vice presidential stuff. The coward is coming. The coward is coming. Yes, the chicken-livered, yellow-bellied coward, False Walz, is coming to Atlanta and Macon on tomorrow. And he'll be stopping at some of the veteran cemeteries to spit on graves. Later on, he'll be doing some flag burning. It's the VFW posts and so forth. And by the way, the Al Jazeera constipation, Greg Bluestein wrote an article that once again criticizes J.D. Vance, whose comment was, I don't like to admit it, but I don't like this as a fact of life in America with these school shootings. And so they're now saying, well, J.D. Vance says, Vance, we're just going to have to put up with this because it's just a fact of life in America. That's not what he meant or said at all. And they're still doing it. And once again, it's the freaking media. They just can't stop. Speaking of J.D. Vance, Flounder will do cut number 1 here. Once again, the hate-filled, biased liberal media shows why you don't hate them enough. J.D. Vance, God bless him, goes right into the lion's den. He doesn't shy away from anything. He's on with Dana Bash on CNN, who just got outed again, admitting that she deliberately attacked Donald Trump's questions and answers when they had their last debate thing because she didn't like the way that he got away with it before. I mean, this is unbelievable. Anyway, so she went right to the full snotty. Here's cut number 1 with J.D. Vance and J.D. saying, I'm not taking this anymore, Dana.
Calls from Springfield, Dana, and they're telling me this stuff is happening. Dana, would you like to ask me questions and then let me answer them, or would you like to debate me on these topics? I noticed that when you had Kamala Harris and Tim Walz, you gave them multiple choice answers to the questions that you asked, and you allowed them to answer the questions. I'm happy to be here to talk about policy, but if you're going to interrupt me every single time that I open my mouth, then why am I even doing this? So please ask a question, and I'd ask you to be polite enough to let me answer it.
Yes, I am, and I think that
I mean, there's no excuse for
He did all 3 shows Sunday morning. Yeah. Neither Walz or Kamala were anywhere to be seen.
Yeah, that's right. They don't have to be. They don't need to be. They don't want to be. They're afraid someone's going to ask them a tough question. Honestly, God, I know that they think they have the media in their pocket, and they basically do. But, oh, my God, I guarantee they're so worried that someone would try to make a name for him or herself and ask an actual follow-up question. Well, gee, you said that fracking was dangerous before. How come it's not dangerous now? Something specific, and she wouldn't be able to answer the question. They're not going to do it. Which is, anyway, some really good reaction. Good, glad he called her out and he was polite about it too. Dana's just another political activist with zero credibility. The mainstream media treats the Dems like kids. She wants to embarrass him. Instead, she's embarrassing herself. I don't think I've ever seen a right-leaning politician as skilled as J.D. Vance, a precedent for dealing with these journalists, so-called journalists, who we can hope others soon follow. Dana got bashed. Yeah, he said, I would have thought they'd stop inviting this guy on shows because he destroys them every time. He basically owned her by the time it was done, which is a good sign. I mean, again, you got to give the guy credit. He'll just go, face up to it. Oh, Lordy. I don't know. 441. Oh, sorry. I just said I got to do some more of this oral stuff here in my thing.
What?
Not my thing, my jaw.
You might want to elucidate on that. Mother oral thing you're doing there?
We have children listening. No,
I'm telling you right now, you didn't see this on camera, but Flounder just about broke his ankle getting to that machine to play that when he heard you say that. Oh, by the way, let me just say, last week, I think it was Friday, when I said as a kid I'd bitten into a one-a-day iron capsule, whatever it was, and that the taste of iron exploded in my mouth.
Yeah.
I appreciate that you and Flounder left that line alone.
Well, I know a lot of people.
Our boss Scott did not leave that line alone.
Yes.
It reminded me of it.
Yes, you want to say how he reminded you or anything? I'm probably not available for radio broadcast.
Yeah, I better not.
That's all right. 442, Kim, Repeat, and Flounder. 404-741-1230, 741-123. And also 0. A quick thing on the again. Here we go. I wasn't even thinking about it, and I saw it in the listings last night. I was working on the show for the next day. That's why I always do a little stuff, and I had the TV on, and I realized I was looking at the guide, and I realized that the Emmys were on last night. And I really hadn't paid much attention to it. And I thought to myself, same thing I've been doing the last several years. And I thought to myself, I don't even want to, I used to love to watch these things as a family. I remember as a kid growing up, the Academy Awards, all these things were just fun and family oriented and just, look at the people and the costumes and everybody. Yeah. And it's been, politics has gotten into it for years and years now. And so I said, I think maybe I'll give it one more chance. I wonder what's going to happen this year. And I didn't want to do it. And I did. So I turned it over. As I turned on the Emmy broadcast, they were introducing Candice Bergen, Charlie McCarthy's daughter, Charlie McCarthy, the puppet, ventriloquist guy thing, Candice Bergen's father, daddy, and the dummy. And she was Murphy Brown and so forth. In fact, let me got the whole thing here. So they were introducing Candice Bergen. I got to find my thing here. Hold on. I got it right here. Just a minute. Here we go. They were introducing Candice Bergen. And now, like the 50th anniversary of one of the people of the Achievement of the Time, Candice Bergen. And they're all standing ovation on here. And she came out and started talking like this. Yeah, she looked 100 years old, which is fine because we're all getting older. She could barely speak. Looked like crap. And I said, I don't care. She's old, so that's fine. And then she referenced her own controversy with a political candidate presenting the Best Lead Actress trophy at the Primetime Emmys. And again, I didn't see who she presented it to because I turned off by the time she got to it. Here's what she did. Talked about Dan Quayle. Dan Quayle's contested Bergen's character on the TV show, mocking the importance of fathers by bearing a child alone and calling it just another lifestyle choice during Dan Quayle's 1992 speech at the Commonwealth Club in San Francisco. And so Candice Bergen last night referred to Dan Quayle's commenting about her show having a baby out of wedlock. And she said, "Oh, how far we've come. Today, a Republican candidate for vice president would never attack a woman for having kids," referring to J.D. Vance, who referred to women without children as childless cat ladies. And then she went, meow. I mean, just,
let it go. You dried up husk.
A hose bag. Just, I don't know. Again, they can't stop. I mean, it was just, and I thought to myself, I guess they don't care that maybe the ratings are great. I don't know. I don't care about the ratings. And when she did the little meow thing, I said that, here we go. And then once again, I don't get to watch the Emmys. I don't. And also, and the other thing was, I did see a list of things this morning. I don't know any of the shows or any of the people. I don't know anybody who's getting away. The Bear, Hack. I've seen the names. I don't know what they are. I don't know any of those characters to the people. Anyway, I just they don't care about people anymore.
Yeah, especially people that don't have the Netflix box and the Hulu box, or the Peacock box and the Amazon box.
I'm going to Best Buys. I'm going to get all those boxes. So probably this weekend I'm going to do that. As soon as I get a loan. 4:46 already. Holy crap at sports coming up, by the way. More Pete's tweets and Flounder's Funny here shortly with a Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. 404-741-1230. You're on 106.3. Go Braves tonight in the ballgame here with the Florida Dodgers.
The left-wing media is pushing counterfeit polls and bogus headlines, all while ignoring the stories that matter most. Trust the conservative voice of Atlanta for the real truth without the media spin. The Morning Extra, Glenn Beck, Clay Travis, Buck Sexton, The Kimmer Show, Jesse Kelly, and the voices you need most are all on XTRA 106.3 and the XTRA app.
It's going to be an interesting couple of months right here on XTRA 106.3.
Central Heating and Air Conditioning wants you to know the start of the new season is the perfect time to ensure your home's comfort for the fall and winter. Don't wait like most people do to have your HVAC system serviced. Your home should have maintenance twice a year. Maintenance helps keep your furnace running at peak efficiency and extends the life of your equipment. Turn to the experts for your system's maintenance at 770-GET-HEAT or centralheat.com. Central Heating and Air Conditioning can fix what ails your house and possibly your family with home ventilation and air quality products. Central has packages designed around health using variable speed, fresh air ventilation, air cleaners, air purifiers, dehumidifiers, and more. Carrier products, carrier warranty, and carrier peace of mind. Central Heating and Air Conditioning, your Atlanta Carrier expert since 1947 and one of the few second-generation locally owned HVAC companies in Atlanta. Call 770-GET-HEAT or go to centralheat.com.
We're smart, we care. We're Central Heating and Air.
Neil Borch here. Maybe you've already taken the steps to improve your health, maybe save your life. You're using a CPAP for your sleep apnea. I've been using one for well over 20 years. So right now I'm here to tell you about a source for CPAPs and CPAP supplies here in the Atlanta area. CPAPs, etc. They're in Alpharetta. They have whatever you need. Roddy and Sharon are your CPAP experts, and they'll ship nationwide. More information, CPAPs.com.
Foundation repair isn't pretty, but at Atlanta Ramjack, we make it easy. If you notice any cracks in your foundation, they need to be addressed as soon as possible to reduce additional costs that come with the repair. Why call us? Foundation repair is all we do. We have highly trained estimators that will thoroughly evaluate your home and only recommend what is needed. If you are experiencing foundation problems, please contact us at ramjack.com/Atlanta or call us at 770-502-8881.
Donald Trump's back, and he's out for control.
I would have every right to go after them.
Complete control.
I will wield that power very aggressively.
And he has a plan to get it.
Detailed plans for exactly what our movement will do.
It's called Project 2025, a 922-page blueprint to make Donald Trump the most powerful president ever. Overhauling the Department of Justice, giving Trump the unchecked power to seek vengeance, eliminating the Department of Education, and defunding K-12 schools, requiring the government to monitor women's pregnancies, and Trump has also proposed severe cuts to Medicare and Social Security. Those are Donald Trump's plans.
Well, revenge does take time, I will say that. And sometimes revenge can be justified.
He'll take control. We'll pay the price.
I'm Kamala Harris, candidate for president, and I approve this message. Paid for by Harris for President.
Are you concerned about securing your family's future and assets? Look no further than Nelson Elder Care Law. As a family-owned and family-focused firm, we offer absolute assurance and peace of mind through our comprehensive asset protection services. Visit NelsonElderCareLaw.com to explore how we can safeguard your legacy and provide tailored solutions for your family's well-being.
Thanksgiving is just around the corner. Always wanted to smoke a turkey but weren't sure how? We can teach you at Southern Thunder Barbecue School. Our October class will cover all the traditional barbecue meats: brisket, pulled pork, ribs, chicken, and pork loin. And as a bonus, you'll learn smoked turkey with gravy so you can wow your guests for Thanksgiving dinner. Learning to cook the perfect barbecue is not a topic learned from a book. It takes hands-on instruction, the kind you get at Southern Thunder Barbecue School. Our classes are designed and taught by Grand Championship pros with real-life experience, competing, instructing, and catering barbecue events. A day-long class at Southern Thunder Barbecue School makes a fantastic gift. So do your loved ones a favor and tell them what you really want is the Barbecue with the Pros class, available now at SouthernThunderBBQ.com. That's SouthernThunderBBQ.com.
You can live out your MasterChef dreams when you find a professional on Angie to tackle your dream kitchen remodel. Connect with skilled professionals to get all your home projects done well. Inside to outside, repairs to renovations. Get started on the Angie app or visit Angie.com today. You can do this when you Angie that.
They got that. Timber Feet and Flounder, 452, 404-741-1230 with Jimi Hendrix. On this day, 1967, Jimmy's debut LP, Are You Experienced, entered the Billboard 200 chart and stayed there for 2 years. 77 weeks in the top 40. And in 2003, that was 67. 2003, Rolling Stone magazine called it number 15 on their 500 greatest albums of all time. And 2 years later, it was selected for permanent preservation in the National Recording Registry at the Library of Congress in the United States. That was 1967, and then again in 2005. And on this day, 1970, Jimi Hendrix joined Eric Burton on stage at Ronnie Scott's in London for what would become the guitarist's last ever public appearance. Jimi Hendrix in 1970. Our birthday list includes Richard Marx, 61. Should have known better, don't mean nothing, right here waiting. Richard Marx is 61. He also wrote the theme to St. Elmo's Fire, by the way. And on this day in history, 1782, the first official use of the Great Seal of the United States. It was impressed on a document to negotiate a prisoner of war deal with those nasty Brits. 453, come repeat and Flounder, 404-741-12. Ah, Flounder's funnies. There you go. What do you got there?
Yeah, God forbid you want help. I'm telling you, I'm done with all these chains. I'm done with all of them. You can't get any help. You can never get anybody on the phone. And if you actually get somebody on the phone, you know, nobody can help, but everybody understands. You know, and they're always sorry. Yes, sir. I'm sorry, sir. Yes, I understand. I understand. Well, I'm sorry. I don't know why they transfer you to me. I'm sorry. Well, I would be upset too, sir. I understand. And I'm sorry. And there's nothing I can do, right? And the whole time, all they're doing is trying to get you to curse so you hang up. No, so they can hang up on you. That's all they're doing. They're trying to get you to curse so so they can just hang up on you. So they gradually, but if you don't curse, they can't hang up on you. Well, why is that? You just keep it going around and around. So what they do is then they try to suddenly make it your fault. Well, sir, did you know your plane was going to be late? Well, why didn't you call ahead? Well, I didn't call ahead because I was on a airplane. I don't need to listen to that. Right? Then you got to start all over again.
Bill Burr. One of my favorites of all time. And a lot of this stuff, I think because he's naturally a funny storyteller. I mean, there's no way that he writes the way he speaks. So I think it's just talented being able to, talk that way. Anyway, what do I know? By the way, the alleged scumbag and would-be assassin showed up in court today, all smiles. Yes, he was wearing jail scrubs and shackles, wrists and ankles, and he walked into court smiling and laughing several times, speaking to his court-appointed attorney. No cameras in the courtroom. His charges were possession of a firearm by a convicted felon and also an obliterated serial number on a gun, which is illegal. And, of course, those are just original charges to keep him in custody. He was given the potential penalties for each charge. The first one carries a maximum sentence of 15 years and a $250,000 fine. The next offense carries 5 years and a $250,000 fine. He said he has no money, needs a lawyer. He makes $3,000 a month, has zero savings, zero real estate. He owns 2 trucks for $1,000 a piece and partially supports his 25-year-old son, does not own any jewelry. He's in custody, pre-trial flight risk, and there'll be a detention hearing in 3 days. And let's see, what else is going on? That's kind of the latest on that thing here, as far as we're concerned, for that guy. And again, the mystery to me is, how was he able to stay in that sniper's nest for 12 hours? He got there at 1:59 in the morning, and they caught him, shot at him at just before 2 o'clock in the afternoon, just under 12 solid hours. And again, they thank God, a Secret Service agent saw a rifle barrel poking through the fence from 500 yards away, so he started shooting. The would-be assassin left everything there and took off and got away. He got away. If it weren't for a civilian who happened to think there was something funny about this guy leaving a woody area, the woods, and getting into his car and driving off and taking a picture of his license plate number, they never would have known anything unless there were fingerprints on the stuff left behind. So, I mean, obviously there were clues, but still, I mean, this is unbelievable to me. And then the thing is, how is it possible that they could see him from 500 yards away and fire shots at him, but they couldn't catch him? If he had, I can hear some in the background there, Flan. I don't know if that's you or Pete, whatever. But anyway, I don't know how they could catch. If he had killed Trump, if he had actually gotten a shot off and killed Donald Trump, he would have gotten away with it if it hadn't been for that civilian seeing his license plate. They couldn't catch him in 500 yards. They couldn't get to him. I mean, I can't believe it. 500 yards is a long way. I mean, well, yeah, but still, I mean, 500 yards of a president. I'm just saying the Secret Service should have locked out that entire course, not just one hole ahead. Yeah, please. Well, I saw a headline now, and it said now Donald Trump is getting full Secret Service protection. Is that like the new thing now? They say, well, we better start protecting him really big time, Charlie. Now. I mean, my God.
Real quick, we got Jenny on the line. She wanted to comment on this.
Hi, Jenny. Welcome aboard. Appreciate you calling. What's up?
Hey, Kimmer. One thing about this guy.
Yeah.
He was wearing, they took a picture after they arrested him.
Yeah.
He has a pink shirt on. Now, you know, I've never served in the military, but Army 101 would tell you not to wear pink right? How the hell?
Camouflage. Yeah, I know.
12 hours, a guy with a freaking pink shirt on out there right at the fence line. Oh, I didn't see him. What the hell? What?
A sunburned Floridian.
I am as mad as you, Kimmer. I hate these people. I hate them.
I know. There's no.
And I'm a 65-year-old woman, and I swear to God, I could just. Oh,
we've never experienced anything like this in our lifetimes or read about it in the history books. No one's gone through this kind of thing in our country ever.
No, and then the day after, this media, you know, as Trump's fault for being mean. Yeah. I'm like, you know what? I swear.
It's the president who started this with hating half the country and turning half the country against the other half, and they've been doing it deliberately. Thanks, sweetie. I really appreciate it. I'm up on a break here, almost 5 o'clock already. Holy crap, it's sports coming up. More Flounders Funnies as well. More Pete's tweets, and we got it all with a Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. 404-741-1230. It's Let It Rip Monday. Braves are back one more time with the Dodgers. Let's go, Braves. Look out.
WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey broadcasting station. This hour is presented by Lee Brandt Jewelry and Watches.
Heightened security for the former president. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News.
Yesterday afternoon, this country was reminded of the heightened and dynamic
threat environment the United States Secret Service and its protectees face on a daily basis.
Acting Secret Service Director Ronald Rowe at a briefing just held on the second apparent Trump assassination attempt in 2 months. Rowe says after the shooting at a Trump rally in July, President Biden made clear he wants highest levels of protection for Trump and Vice President Kamala Harris.
The increased assets directed by President Biden were in place yesterday. These included the counter-sniper team elements, counter-surveillance counter-surveillance agents on the exterior, counter-assault teams partnered with local tactical assets from the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office, and counter-unmanned aerial system elements.
Rowe says Trump's golf outing was an off-the-record event, but that the security plan worked, that the suspect did not have a line of sight on Trump and never fired his weapon. The suspect arrested in Florida, 58-year-old Ryan Ruth, wrote a book last year urging Iran to kill Trump. He's held on 2 federal firearms charges and has a felony record in North Carolina, but most recently lived in Hawaii.
Our FBI's Honolulu and Charlotte field offices have initiated interviews of several family members, friends, and former colleagues of the subject.
FBI Miami Special Agent Jeffrey Veltri says they're also working to search previous known addresses and electronic devices. Based on mobile phone records, Ruth is believed to have camped outside the Trump golf course with food and a rifle for nearly 12 hours. President Biden condemning political violence.
It solves nothing and just tears the country apart. We must do everything we can to prevent it and never give it any oxygen.
In a social media post, Trump today condemning what he calls communist left rhetoric. America is listening to Fox News.
Hey, Donald Trump Jr. here. Central banks are buying gold at record amounts, and the trend is accelerating in 2024. They see the writing on the wall. The dollar is failing. Is gold the answer for you too? To find out, get a free info kit from Birch Gold Group by texting the word PROTECT to 989898. That's PROTECT to the number 989898 to get your free info kit from Birch Gold, the only gold company I trust, right now.
Message and data rates may apply.
Hear that? The soothing sounds of a bubble bath. And if you were here, you'd smell a single cedar leaf candle. But you're not here. Because your self-care happens out on the road, riding your motorcycle protected by Progressive. So if you ride, get back on the road and enjoy 24/7 roadside assistance from Progressive, America's #1 motorcycle insurer. And then take a shower, because it's fast, like your motorcycle. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Roadside assistance may require comprehensive coverage. Not available in all states.
Stand by. It's only me. It's only the camera with Pete Davis and Flounder at the controls. 50, almost 504. Here's number 404-741-1230. 741-1230. If you just got out of work and you're on the road and so forth, on a beautiful, cool day in the neighborhood, Braves are in town. Holy Crap at Sports is coming up. Flounder's Funny's coming up. More on the assassination attempt again. And I'm still flabbergasted about this. Some basic facts about this case are just absolutely astounding. And we'll talk about a whole bunch of them here as we go through the afternoon for the rest of the day, for the hour. Let's see. Donald Trump is saying, and by the way, they kind of downplayed it. That one little teeny line on Fox I just heard a minute ago, that Donald Trump is claiming left-wing. Well, no kidding. They put a bullet in his eyeball and a bullseye on his back from the day he came down the freaking escalator. And the President of the United States and the entire administration has been doing this and making him a target since he took office. The Donald Trump's people and he himself are saying that their rhetoric, their horrible rhetoric, is exactly what happened. He believes the rhetoric of Biden and Harris acted on this stuff. The rhetoric is causing me, Donald Trump says, causing me to be shot at. I'm the one who's going to save the country. They're the ones who are destroying the country, both from inside and out. Biden and Harris passed comments calling Donald Trump a threat. Well, hell, let's do this, Flounder. Let's do this. You're going to hear two sets of MOS, we call them, man of the street. They're montages. The first set of comments from politicians, including, you're going to hear in this comment, you're going to hear a Democratic congressman who actually says that Donald Trump needs to be eliminated. You're going to hear small examples of the most hate-filled media campaigns spurred by the White House to put Donald Trump in a bullseye. Cut number 5, Flounder. These are comments that people were saying, media people and elected politicians, before Donald Trump got almost assassinated. Here's what the lingo was like. Number 5.
When was the last time an actor assassinated a president?
Where is John Wilkes Booth when you need him?
I believe that Trump poses a fundamental threat to America.
Trump is as destructive a person in this century as Hitler, Stalin, and Mao were in the last century.
President Trump is dangerous to America and the future of America.
We need to articulate the fact that Donald Trump is a danger to America.
He must go. He is a clear and present danger to the nation.
Donald Trump is a fascist leader, and he's mobilizing his forces.
Donald Trump is a genuine threat to this nation.
President.
He's a threat to our freedom.
Yelling president.
He's a threat to our democracy.
Scream yelling hater.
He is not only unfit, he is destructive to our democracy, and he has to be eliminated.
The existential threat to the United States of America is Donald Trump.
I see Trump as a danger to our democracy, and I see him as a self-proclaimed fascist.
Trump is a existential threat to the future of America.
David Aronovich, who presents Radio 4's Briefing Room show, took to X/Twitter and wrote, "If I was Biden, I'd hurry it up and have Trump murdered on the basis that he is a threat to America's security."
Well, that's just a little bit. Can you imagine if I were on the radio saying, that Carmela, man, she's a danger to democracy. She's a Nazi. She's a threat to democracy. She's got to be eliminated. We have to stop her. Yeah, we have to eliminate her. What do you suppose would happen to me? What do you suppose would happen if they shot her in the face? You think the media would be acting the same way that they're acting about Donald Trump? In fact, let's cut number 6 here, Flounder. Those were the comments before Donald Trump got shot in the face the first time. These are the comments that they were supposed to now, tone down the rhetoric. Here's what cut number 6. Here's what they were still saying after the former president and would-be president again got shot in the face. Number 6.
We're here to say Trump, MAGA, the whole agenda, the whole fascist.
What do you think about the attempted assassination of Donald Trump?
It was this close. We could have lived in a timeline where Trump would be dead, and for me, that would have been okay.
It's too bad the bandage was just over his ear. It should have been over his mouth.
I think with every fabric of my body that Donald Trump represents a threat to the Constitution of the United States.
Look, are they a threat to democracy? Yes. Are they going to take our rights away? Yes.
And his threats against democracy, I think it's important to, turn the page.
He will focus on Donald Trump's threat to American democracy.
He feels very strongly that Donald Trump is a threat to our democracy.
So Donald Trump was recently shot at one of his rallies. How do you feel about that?
I wish he would have gotten shot in the forehead.
Donald Trump is dangerous, and because he's dangerous, Project 2025 is dangerous.
Right now, I feel like MAGA in general, they are threats to us domestically, and we see it time and time again.
This is after he got shot in the face. And by the way, this is on the media. The media is playing these comments that he should have been shot in the forehead. Really? Can you imagine if you changed it around? Yeah. I mean, every example of something like this, if you just switch the parties, switch the candidates, switch the people in power, and see what you think would happen if that kind of rhetoric was going on the other side.
Every white male in America would have a knock on the door.
I'll tell you what, the FBI would be investigating us, I guarantee it. You think the FBI went to the house of that woman who said she wanted him shot in the forehead? Please. And by the way, the would-be killer who failed in his assassination attempt, has frequently said those exact same words. Donald Trump wants to make Americans slaves against the master. We can't afford to fail. Our world is counting us to show the way. It's no coincidence that he repeated Carmela's extremist rhetoric against Donald Trump, inexcusable incitement. And it's even worse because of the freaking, again, the media lets these things go. Here now, cut number 7, Flounder, one of the most duplicitous, hate-filled liberals on television in one of the most hate-filled networks ever, NBC, which used to be, God, NBC was the cat's meow, the red network and the blue radio networks back in the day. I mean, they started a national media coverage of the entire freaking country and the world, for that matter. What a disgrace that NBC's come into. The most liberal network and the most liberal anchorman blaming Donald Trump as though he deserved it. Lester Holt basically saying that he almost got assassinated and it was his own freaking fault. Number 7.
Today's apparent assassination attempt comes amid increasingly fierce rhetoric on the campaign trail itself. Mr. Trump, his running mate J.D. Vance continue to make baseless claims about Haitian immigrants in Ohio.
Lester Holt says he almost got shot, and Trump and JD keep making baseless claims about so he's blaming their comments of Ohio for Donald Trump almost getting shot again, which obviously has nothing to do with Donald Trump almost getting shot again. He made it up. Lester Holt, some reaction. Disgraceful regime shill. Some of you don't hate the media anywhere near enough. The evidence of the cause in the shooter's own words. Again, this Lester Holt. The shooter said the campaign should be keep America democratic and free. Trump should be Mazda, make Americans slaves again. Democracy's on the ballot. We can't afford to lose. We cannot afford to fail. The fake news media is the enemy of the people. What a complete scumbag. They know they can't win the 2024 election. They've got one option. That's kill Donald Trump. They control everything, including the media. I mean, they decided in 2018. We have to wonder what Walter Cronkite, Harry Reasoner, Howard K. Smith would think of today's media. How far have we fallen? It's Trump Vance's fault that the person on the left tried to kill him. You can't dislike these people enough. It's disgusting. I mean, think about it. Can you imagine the balls on Lester Holt? The first thing he says about after Donald Trump almost getting assassinated again is that he better stop talking about Ohio. That's an anchor man. Don't these people have any standards? Have any sense of decency?
They basically are blaming Trump for the bomb threats being called into the city hall at Springfield because of what Trump's been saying. But they don't realize that what they're saying about Trump is getting people shooting at him. That's perfectly fine for them to talk, but Trump can't talk.
I turned off my own mic. Sorry, I was trying to cough. The pain is shooting up into my jaw again. Sorry. And let's do cut number 3 here, Flounder. We have time for this. I'll go through. MSNBC, same thing, wondering whether Trump should, should shut up a little bit, like it's his own fault. Number 3.
Yeah. Do you expect there to be calls from within the Trump campaign to do that?
That's Alex Witt.
Because he's going to reach out to his supporters and say, let's take this down. We do not know, again, the source of any gunshot or gunshots. We don't know who's responsible for this. The whole thing has yet to be 100% confirmed from start to finish how this all played out. But do you expect to hear anything from the Trump campaign about toning down the rhetoric, toning down the violence, or would that be atypical of the former president?
Atypical.
Well, Alex, remember back to the assassination attempt on President Trump's life and how, there was talk of a new tone, and then the Republican convention was, by Trumpian standards, muted, and it did seem like he was, just trying to take it down a few notches, but then by the end of his convention speech, we were kind of back to where we started.
Yeah, so it's the same old thing. Donald Trump, you can't trust Trump not to inflame people. I hate these people. If that were my wife, I'd pack her crap and it'd be in the freaking driveway. Honest to God, these people do not deserve to have the freedoms of America. They get them, but they're lucky. They don't deserve them. Because they don't honor them and they don't cherish them.
Well, they're trying to destroy the country.
Yeah, they don't cherish the freedoms we have. 5:14, Kim, Repeat, Flounder. Holy crap, it's sports coming up. Look out.
pro-terrorist protesters. The unrest is back. This has to be shut down completely.
Oh, the fun of it is that they're so dedicated to Hamas, they had to take 4 months off.
Yes.
Extra 106.3 FM and the Extra app.
Have you heard about Sonder and their Georgia-based Medicare Advantage health plans? Sonder Health Plans is committed to revolutionizing healthcare, making it straightforward, personal, and affordable. Call them and ask if you qualify for their fantastic $400 grocery card offer and $0 premiums. They've even got their own radio show and podcast called Weekend Wellness, dedicated to keeping all Georgians healthy and happy at every age. Call 800-331-2928 or visit SonderHealthPlans.com. Sonder Health Plans is an HMO with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in Sonder Health Plans depends on contract renewal.
This time of year, there are two things you can't stop: the leaves falling off the trees and the prices falling at Solomon Brothers Jewelers. If you are planning a fall wedding, birthday, or anniversary, there's never been a better time to visit Solomon Brothers Jewelers. Percentage Week is back for 1 week only, September 16th through the 22nd. This is your chance to save up to 60% off on engagement rings, wedding bands, earrings, necklaces, bracelets, and more. Everything in all 3 of our showrooms will be discounted up to 60% off. Now is the best time to save on the engagement ring and wedding bands of your dreams. Choose from all of the top designers in the industry, or say I love you with a beautiful pair of diamond earrings or a tennis bracelet. Remember, no matter the price, you'll find something nice at Solomon Brothers. So visit us for Percentage Week, September 16th through the 22nd, going on in all 3 of our showrooms in Buckhead, Alpharetta, and Sharpsburg, or online at SolomonBrothers.com.
You take it for granted, but it's the biggest piece of moving equipment in your home, your garage door. Hi, I'm Dan Watkins, owner of All Four Seasons Garage and Entry Doors. When trust matters, like when your garage door doesn't open or needs to be replaced, trust us. Here's why. All Four Seasons is a local, family-owned company built over 25 years ago on honesty, customer service, and teamwork. If you've got garage door issues, trust us to repair or replace. We'll make it easy. All, the number 4, seasonsgarages.com.
You know the old expression, I love it when a plan comes together? Well, with our First Liberty Notes, this has been so true. Hello, I'm Brant Frost, founder of First Liberty Building and Loan. You hear about our family's company all the time right here on this station. For over 30 years, we've been the local lender who said yes when the big banks say no. A couple of months ago, we opened up our First Liberty Notes program to Main Street investors just like you, and the response has been just incredible. Folks from airline pilots to physicians to even pastors are now earning 8 to 13% interest rates while helping to fuel the growth of local small businesses. If you're a qualified investor with a minimum of $25,000, you too could be earning 8 to 13% interest. We'd love to have you join our First Liberty family today. Go to FirstLibertyGA.com and see if our First Liberty Notes are right for you. Go to FirstLibertyGA.com. That's FirstLibertyGA.com.
First Liberty Notes are not obligations of or guaranteed by any financial institution and are not secured by any collateral. They are not FDIC insured or guaranteed by any government agency. You could lose money. SEC accredited investor status must be verified. Securities not offered in any jurisdiction in which it is unlawful.
Millions of guys suffer from erectile dysfunction. That's 1 in 4 men. And I can tell you, I'm one of them.
If you or someone you know suffer from ED, Peyronie's disease, or PE, here's 38-year emergency room doctor and founder of Total Body Therapy of Georgia, Dr. Eric Deal.
Patients who enter my office are often frustrated, hopeless, depressed, and embarrassed. I understand the problem, and I'm going to help you fix it. There are lots of competitors that don't have the credentials that I have. When you go to other clinics, you're not going to see a board-certified physician with the experience that I have. When you come to our clinic, you're going to see me. There's just not one therapy that can solve these complex issues. I'll do a complete history and physical prior to any treatment that we use. Take it from me, Dr. Deal. When it's not hard, it's really hard.
Call Dr. Deal for your free one-on-one evaluation and resolve your ED, Peyronie's, or PE issues. Total Body Therapy of Georgia, 404-777-1911, 404-777-1911, online at stopmyed.com.
Oh man, look at my backyard. Looks like a tornado met a hurricane in a desert. I'm going to tell her to turf off. Or maybe you'd rather turf on with ATL Turf Co., the Southeast's leading turf installer. Whether you'd like a new football field, putting green, or have us create the perfect maintenance-free backyard of your dreams, find ATLTurfCo.com. Make your yard great again. Visit ATLTurfCo.com and see what we've created for customers like you in the Southeast. ATLTurfCo.com. And no more yard cackling.
Yeah, look out. Our 5 o'clock hour brought to you by our friends at Lee Branch Jewelers, where luxury jewelry and watches are affordable. Drop by their store in Sandy Springs or visit LeeBrant.com. Hey, it's 5:20. Holy crap, it's sports with Pete Davis.
Braves and Dodgers in Game 4, their 4-game series tonight in Truist Park. 6-2, Yoshinobu Admiral Yamamoto for Los Angeles. The right-hander against the 99 Max Fried. After Atlanta took the first 2 games, L.A. won last night 9-2. The Dodgers blew a 2-2 tie wide open in the ninth by scoring 7 times with 3 homers. Raisel Iglesias gave up an earned run for the first time since June 16th and took the loss there. Of course, it was on national TV. That's what happens. You know, they're always on national TV. Charlie Morton started, pitched 6 strong innings, a 3-hit ball, giving up just 1 earned run. But Iglesias and John Brebbia were shelled in the ninth. Matt Olson and Travis d'Arnaud had the 2 Atlanta RBIs. Bravos and Mets now tie for the final wild card spot, both 2 games behind Arizona, and both are 9 games back of the Phillies in the NL East. Justin Toscano has a great stat, and rookie Spencer Schwellenbach's 8 starts against the playoff picture teams, he has a 1.84 earned run average.
Wow. Get him on the mound.
The Braves are 21-7 when Chris Sale starts. They're 60-61 when he doesn't.
Oh, my goodness. Talk about a one-man franchise. Holy cow.
Him and Marcel, man, kept him afloat this year.
Yeah.
If you were wondering where former Braves third baseman and pinch hitter Pablo Panda Sandoval was, worry no more. He's with the Staten Island Ferry Hawks of minor league baseball, and he's a pitcher. The slimmed-down Panda threw 5 1/3 innings, gave up just 4 hits and 1 walk and no runs in his first start. So
really? I'll be damned.
Yeah. And a great is putting down the mic. Red Sox radio broadcaster Joe Castiglione retiring at the end of the season, his 42nd in the Bo Sox booth. 77-year-old Castiglione began when Carl Yastrzemski was still playing. The Ford C. Frick Award winner will remain a team honorary ambassador. I loved listening to Joe and Jerry Trupiano in the past call those games. Driving around New England on the Red Sox network, man. Good stuff. Falcons tried to get a win in Philadelphia tonight on Monday Night Football. And the good news, the bright lights of Monday night are no stranger to Captain Kirk Cousins. He's played this game 13 times. Okay, Cameron, the 13 times he's played, how many has he won?
3. Sorry.
How did you know that?
Is that wrong? Oh, my God. I was trying to be obnoxious.
He's 3-10.
Well, that's not. Well, are they going to change the game plan where maybe he doesn't have to stand and do the one thing where they all know he's going to do it and then they can, defend again? I don't know.
Why would they do that? They're falconing. It's a verb now, falconing. That's what they do.
Well.
At one point, Kirk was 0-9 on Monday Night Football. It used to be a joke. They would laugh about, oh, God, Kirk's on Monday Night Football tonight. The good news, though, is those 3 victories have come in his last 4 games on Monday night.
Oh, well, good
So he's kind of on a roll.
Okay.
So place your wagers accordingly. Inside linebacker Nate Landman will not play tonight. He's nursing a quad injury. And, boy, did I have a conundrum yesterday.
Well, what happened with your conundrum?
Saints playing the Cowboys.
Yeah.
And I found myself cheering for the Saints, just beating the snot out of Dallas. They'd go down and score a 70-yard touchdown. Dak would lead them to a field goal. 73-yard touchdown. Dak would lead them to a field goal. It's like, if you think Dak Prescott has taken you to a Super Bowl, you are delusional. Delusional.
They're all talking
Green
about
Bay, Green Bay beat Indianapolis, but not before a moment that made Packers players sick. Quarterback Malik Willis was supposed to throw on 3rd down, but instead he ran with the ball. When head coach Matt LaFleur said, "Why did you do that?" Malik said, "Well, the center, Josh Myers, just threw up on the ball before he hiked it."
So
the ref said they saw Josh. They saw Josh toss his cookies, blow grit, sell Buicks, gag, heave, hurl, puke, ralph, regurgitate, retch, spew, upchuck, bark, and chunder. Right there on the field.
Blowing chunks right there. You couldn't hold on to it, Your Honor.
The Pete poll is out. I still have Georgia #1 because although they almost lost, they played the SEC team Kentucky in Lexington, which is a tougher game than Texas spanking San Antonio.
Yeah, true.
But the Longhorns are coming. Ole Miss at #3, followed by Bama, Oregon, Ohio State, Tennessee 7th, Miami 8th, Missouri 9th, and Utah rounds out the top 10. I got Oklahoma 13th, LSU 18th, then Texas A&M and Clemson rounding out the top 20. And remember, nothing beats a Pete poll. But the Associated Press poll has Texas leaping over Georgia for number one.
Well, that's and by the way, did you see little Arch Manning? He shows up. I'm sorry. I didn't know if you were done. I'm sorry. No, you're good. You're good.
Georgia Tech demolished the Virginia Military Institute, giving the Keydets a lesson in surrendering. The second half of the game had 10 minutes each of the quarters. The Yellow Jackets game at Louisville this Saturday will kick off at 3:30 p.m. More on the arrest last week of Bulldogs player Daniel Harris for driving offenses. According to the AJC's D. Orlando Ledbetter, it's the 27th incident of a UGA player being ticketed or arrested on charges of reckless driving or speeding since January 2023, because that's when Devin Willock and Chandler LaCroix were killed in the high-speed alcohol-related crash. It is out of control in Athens. This is ridiculous. It's beyond reprimands at this point.
27 since the fatal accident?
Basically not even 2 years. Yeah. It's a joke. It's become a joke, basically. Alcohol-related crash.
Somebody's going to have... Don't they...
As long as they're winning, ain't squat going to happen. As long as they're winning. ESPN Stats tweets that Georgia has been held below 20 points on the road just 3 times in the last 5 seasons, all in Kentucky. The Dogs scored only 16 points 2 years ago, 14 in 2020, and 13 Saturday night. UGA won all 3 games.
Wow. Yeah, but still, that was a hell of a contest.
That's true. Florida got embarrassed again at home, this time by Texas A&M. The score doesn't show how lopsided it was. Interim head coach Billy Napier was soundly booed off the field. The swamp was nearly empty by the end of the game. Some Gators fans tweeted such nuggets as, "I love Sunbelt Billy." He came from the Sunbelt. And this is the worst possible thing Billy could do, so I'm very impressed he's continuing to stay on brand. Barstool SEC tweets, neither FSU or Florida should be allowed to fire their coaches until after rivalry week. I need to see Billy Napier versus Mike Norvell like I need air to breathe. The Purdue student that made 3 field goals during a halftime contest, including a 40-yarder, then got screwed by an Indiana car dealership who denied him his free 2-year lease on a car, has finally gotten justice. The dealership and their insurance company sent him an email containing videos that showed him kicking the winning field goal at 0.05 seconds after the time limit had expired.
Oh, man.
So another dealership came forward and offered him the lease. And with all the bad publicity, the first dealership, they've now reversed their course and are going to give it to him.
Oh, screw them. Go to the other guy.
I agree.
Absolutely. And put a sign on it saying this is not from so-and-so, it's from so-and-so. That's what I would, absolutely. Right. Sorry.
Portland State and South Dakota had to cancel their game Saturday due to the team from Oregon coming down with pertussis.
I don't know what that is.
For what Jay has in the box, what is pertussis?
It's got to be some kind of cough. I'll bet some kind of like a kennel cough or something for dogs.
Whooping cough.
Well, there you are. I'll bet. Yeah, I'll be damned. But whooping cough.
I haven't heard of whooping cough since I was a kid.
Isn't that part of an immunization thing from 50 years, 80 years ago?
I thought.
Wow.
I mean, come on. Oregon's just falling into medieval times. What's next? Scurvy, beriberi, rickets? Wow. I mean, come on.
Brutal.
Florida State fell to 0-3 after losing at home to Memphis. Mike Norvell is 0-3 for the second time in 5 years. In 33 years as head coach of the Seminoles, Bobby Bowden was 0-3 just once. College football expert David Pollack tweets, I'm a positive person. I'm positive Florida State stinks. And will someone please check on Danny Cannell and see if he's okay? FSU paid the Tigers of Memphis $1.3 million American dollars to come to Tallahassee, and they've clinched that they will finish under 9.5 wins. The Noles are the first FBS team in week 3 to clinch under its projected win total for the season. But don't despair, Florida State. You still have to play Notre Dame, Clemson, North Carolina, and Miami this season.
Oh, brutal.
Horns quarterback Quinn Ewers injured his oblique in their win over the Roadrunners. He's questionable for this week's game, but no worries. They're hosting powerhouse Louisiana Monroe. And besides, America's backup, Arch Manning, can step in like he did Saturday. His first throw was a touchdown. He threw 3 others, as well as a 67-yard scamper for a TD, the longest run by a Texas quarterback since Vince Young in 2005. And here's where it gets stupid. So-called ESPN football expert Adam Schefter tweeted, Mannings aren't supposed to move like this.
Oh, my God.
Might want to watch a little film of Archie's granddaddy there, Adam.
Yeah.
Archie Manning, one of the greatest running and scrambling quarterbacks in college football history. He's in the Hall of Fame here in downtown Atlanta. I'm sure they can spool up for you there, Adam. Maybe get some microfiche out for you to pander next time. Maybe he's in town tonight. No, they're in Philadelphia, so he won't even be in town tonight. Adam Schefter, what a moron.
You know, I have a picture of me playing golf and a foursome with Archie Manning, Dan Pastorini, and who was the running back, the fullback for this Packers? Short little guy. He was a fullback. Oh God, I almost had it.
Taylor.
Taylor. Somebody Taylor.
Jim
Taylor. And Archie Manning and Dan Pastorini in the Kimmer.
Yeah. College Football Report tweets that Carson Beck of Georgia and Quinn Ewers of Texas are intentionally trying to tank their draft stock so they don't get picked by Carolina.
Well, they can say I'm not coming, like what's his name from Denver?
Yeah, I told the Panthers not to draft Bryce Young and to choose C.J. Stroud, but no, they wouldn't listen. And now they've benched Bryce Young, and they're going to start retread Andy Dalton.
Oh, my. He's been around a while, too.
I know. The Volunteers shut out Kent State 71-0. They were leading 30-0 in the first quarter, and they recovered an onside kick. Is that the right thing to do?
And they were
against Kent State. 30-0.
Wow, that's kind of harsh. That's harsh. That's real harsh.
Obviously, head coach Josh Heupel, not a believer in karma.
Yeah, something's going to happen.
Stuff like that can bite you. Southern Cal head coach Lincoln Riley in state this past weekend, taking in a Carrollton High School game. And congrats to Georgia State, who upset Vanderbilt 36-32 in the former Turner Field. Just the second time the Panthers have beaten a power conference team.
Good win.
Good for them. They're sports.
Well, we got so much more coming up. 5:31. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Flounder's Funnies. More tweets and your calls. 404-741-1230 with a Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder.
Kamala Harris wants to control prices at grocery stores. Will grocery stores soon be run by unions?
Catch Neil's commentary every day on XTRA 106.3 and the XTRA app.
No, that would be me. 5:32. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. How's it going? My boys, Jeff and Mark and the whole gang at Atlanta Safe House are ready for you to take care of your stuff. You know, I like to use myself as a bad example when I lost my medical records when I went to Florida and retired and didn't have a safe down there. I had 2 Atlanta Safe House safes, of course, with my guns and all the special stuff. In fact, I'd like to make this point. The gun safes, you think these great big gun safes, they're not just big empty metal containers. They have shelving units and nooks and crannies. They can design anything you're looking for. Check out the pistol safes on the web, atlantasafehouse.com. And they have a showroom in Acworth. They have on Industrial Boulevard. They love it when you stop in just to say hi, see what's going on, take a look at what they have. All these, by the way, they're still summertime, and they have the summer sales going on. You're going to save hundreds of dollars. Why do you need a safe? Well, your kids need to know where your living will is, your medical records, your dental charts. I mean, my kids know now, what the heck? You got to take care of stuff. Also, the things you want to take care of and save. Special things, not only money and jewelry and documents, your marriage, your divorce papers, your now you're mentioning your living will, your home documents. Oh, my goodness. And don't forget, this is really incredible, too. Not only great sales and great, actually have the top delivery crew in Georgia. They can bolt those babies from the inside to your concrete floor in your basement or game room or anything you're looking for, your garage, just like they did for me. From now on, for the rest of the year, you don't have to pay the sales tax. Atlanta Safe House will pay the sales tax on every safe you buy for the rest of the year. Summer specials still going on. Please tell them the Kimmer sent you. Look them up on the web and say howdy when you do. AtlantaSafeHouse.com.
Lee Brandt Jewelry and Watch Company, where quality and value make the difference. Locally owned and located in Sandy Springs, offering you the finest selection of unique diamonds, sapphires, rubies, and emerald jewelry, as well as other fine gemstones. Lee Brandt Jewelry and Watches has been servicing Rolex watches for over 30 years, and their Rolex-trained watchmaker will service your watch in their state-of-the-art Rolex service center in their store. Lee Brandt uses only genuine Rolex parts, and their estimates are free. Drop by Lee Brandt in the Trader Joe's Shopping Center in Sandy Springs or visit LeeBrandt.com.
This fall, the gridiron calls, which means you'll be road tripping to games across the South, and you'll need a reliable ride to get you there. And Subaru of Gwinnett has the vehicle for you. But a new car, truck, or SUV from Subaru of Gwinnett is about way more than just getting to the games. It's about getting the family home. It's about getting to work safely, but it's also about getting the most out of every adventure. If you're driven by an adventurous heart, the 2025 Subaru Outback shares your spirit with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive and up to 32 miles per gallon. Or maybe it's the all-new 2025 Subaru Forester. It holds the road with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive, and it holds everything you need for the tailgate. And no matter where adventure takes you, it starts on Satellite Boulevard in Duluth with the amazing staff at Subaru of Gwinnett. They'll help you find the Subaru that you'll love and be there every step of the way for everything you need. Start your shopping online at SubaruofGwinnett.com and let your adventurous mind run wild. Then stop in for a test drive on Satellite Boulevard in Duluth.
Fall is just around the corner, and with it comes unpredictable storms. Is your home's roof and siding ready to handle the weather? Southern Exteriors is your go-to for reliable roofing and siding solutions. Whether you need a new roof, repairs, or durable siding that stands up to the elements, Southern Exteriors is here to help. Plus, they're offering free estimates, 0% interest, and no payments for up to 6 months. So you can get the peace of mind you need before the storm hits. Call Southern Exteriors today, 877-9-SOUTHERN, or visit southernexteriors.co. Quality and precision you can rely on.
This is Doug Moore, health insurance broker at YourChoiceHealthPlan.net. Your health insurance premium should not look like a mortgage payment. You don't have to overpay for health insurance. We sell private insurance with no deductibles and no rate increases. These plans are typically 30 to 60% less than what you're paying, and you don't need to change doctors. We customize all plans to meet your budget. Don't fret. Go to YourChoiceHealthPlan.net. I can save you big money. Or call me, Doug Moore, at 770-697-0100. That's 770-697-0100. Don't fret. Go to YourChoiceHealthPlan.net. If your payment is too high, you're on COBRA, or your work coverage is too expensive, call me at 770-697-0100. You don't have to have government marketplace insurance that's crazy expensive. Don't fret. Go to YourChoiceHealthPlan.net and request quote. I can help, or call me at 770-697-0100, and I can design a plan for you, not by big government.
My name is Jamie High, and I have worked for Bruce Hagen for 14 years. Why do I work for Bruce? Because he truly cares. He cares about me, he cares about my family, and he cares about each and every one of his clients. Family is important to him, and he never makes me choose between my family and work. He values me as an employee, but also as a person. At our firm, we are all family, and I wouldn't want it any other way. I am Jamie, and I've worked for Bruce Hagen for 14 years because he's the best. Hagen-law.com.
It's the Beatles. It's 1967. Abbey Road Studios in London. The Beatles recorded 11 takes of Your Mother Should Know. They gave the song a stronger beat, but the version of the song was then discarded in favor of the original after 11 tries to make it beef up a little bit. By the way, more on the Beatles. On this day in 1963, the Beatles released She Loves You in America. It went to number 1 in March 64, and that set a record. When that went to number 1 in March 64, there were 5 Beatles songs holding the top 5 positions on the American rock charts at the very same time. Those songs, 5, number 1 through number 5, were She Loves You, Please Please Me, I Want to Hold Your Hand, Twist and Shout, and Can't Buy Me Love. The Beatles. What's that?
2 breaking news coming up.
Break it up. What do you got? Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Number 1, it took a day, but the FBI came right out and said, well, he was on our radar. The assassin was FBI agents attempted to interview him in 2019. Attempted. Doesn't say whether they gave up or just...
It's the FBI. What do you mean attempted? You knocked on the door, you didn't answer, so you went home? What do you mean attempted?
Attempted. And all those bomb threats in Springfield, Ohio, that they've been blaming on J.D. Vance and Trump, and saying that's why they're shooting everything up.
Yeah.
And the mayor of Springfield came out, who, by the way, somebody says that he owns a lot of rental properties, which they're renting out to these Haitians, which is the federal government is paying him, so he's got a hand in this, allegedly.
Yeah.
Libs of TikTok says, turns out all those bomb threats have been hoaxes, all of them, and some of them came from overseas.
Well, I'll be darned. Isn't that funny that Libs of TikTok, as opposed to ABC, NBC, CBS, all the rest of them came up with the official finding here? Good Lord. And incidentally, again, in case you don't understand, what they're doing in towns like that is they're renting out spaces, and they keep cycling for people rent like by the hour and by the time for a night. And so they keep charging rents for all the people who keep showing up, and they charge them money that they normally wouldn't get because the government's supporting them. So the landlords are making a fortune gouging all the, illegal or non-legal citizens, whether they're illegal or not, have got their work permits. Anyway, we got more about this coming up in a second. A couple of quick sports leftover things I think you might find amusing, Pete, if you don't mind. On this day, 1995, Greg Maddux of your Atlanta Braves sets a record. Greg Maddux won 17 victories on the road in a row. And by the way, did you see the documentary on Greg Maddux that was on just recently? I DVR'd it and looked at it. About Greg Maddux being he looked like an insurance salesman, and he never threw the ball more than probably 88 miles an hour in his life, or 85. That might not be true. Yeah, but still, he was not exactly a spitball, a flamethrower. But they had one of the stories was Chipper Jones told the story of how Maddux had a guy on, or had a couple of people on base, and they wanted to take him out. So Leo Mazzoni stopped rocking on the bench, went out to talk to Maddux, and Bobby wanted to pull him. He said, "Go tell Leo we're going to pull him." And Leo said, "I got to pull you." And Greg says, "No, hold on a second." Chipper was in on this on the mound, and Chipper said that Greg Maddux said, "All right, give me 2 pitches. This guy coming up next, give me 2 pitches. I'm going to throw him down and away, and then I'm going to throw him one high and inside, and he's going to pop it up to Chipper Jones at third base." And Leo said, "Okay, screw it. Go ahead." So Leo goes back to the dugout. Bobby's going nuts. Bobby's going, "Why did you take off? No, don't like this." And sure as crap, he sent the first one down and away, and the guy missed it. The second one high and inside, and he popped it up to Chipper Jones at third base. That's, you've never seen. It's just unbelievable. And they showed the video of his ball moving like 9 inches from outside into the. It's just. No one's ever seen anything like this.
He's
Greg Maddux, I've just unbelievable. Anyway, I just got the big kick out of that. A couple things. In 1869, the first hole-in-one in golf recorded history. You know the name, Old Tom Morris. It was at the 8th hole in Prestwick, Scotland, where they pretty much invented golf over there. 1940, Leo DeRocher is suspended from the ballpark for starting a riot. And there's a famous photo in 1940 of a big fat Dodger fan astride an umpire beating the crap out of the umpire. Leo DeRocher got suspended for causing a riot in 1940. 2 years later, Leo DeRocher got suspended for having an affair with a married woman, apparently. 1951, umpires weren't having any of this in Brooklyn. Umpire Frank Descoli clears the entire Dodgers bench, ejecting 15 players. He did like what they were catcalling him. And one more. The night before, Muhammad Ali against heavyweight champ Leon Spinks for the WBA title. In a 15-round decision, Ali takes the belt for a record 3rd time, which is a record. Tim Raines' birthday, 65, Hall of Famer. Orel Hershiser, 66. Robin Yount, Hall of Famer, 69. Is Orel Hershiser not in the Hall of Fame?
No. We have a no Orel Hershiser rule.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He is a grade A SOB, and we do not talk about him.
I remember you saying that years ago, and I forgot it. My apologies. We just erased it. 543. What's the matter?
We got Dave on the horn. He wanted to comment on the Trump assassination and rhetoric that's following it.
Dave, you're on the radio. Welcome aboard. He's here now. Hey, Dave, what's up?
Kimmer, you're a great American. I've been loving your show for a long time.
Well, you're very kind,
keep up the great work.
Thank you, sir.
Love you. Hey, I wanted to mention, this is a long time ago, I went to the Cobb Civic Center to see Pat Buchanan and his political aspirations. Long time ago.
Yeah.
The place was packed.
Oh, yeah.
CNN was there, and they were and some other ABC and CBS, they were all there. He said, everybody take a look at the cameras down there. They're not turning this thing on because I'm going to tell you some stuff that goes on in this world, and it's this is the political arena that we're in. He said, if I go on, I'm going to run, and if I win New Hampshire, they're going to start calling me names in the press. They're going to use names like I'm a Nazi, I'm a dictator, this and that, and like clockwork.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a big rally there.
Yeah.
So when he won New Hampshire, the first state to report for the primaries, they started calling him a Nazi. And it's been going on with conservatives and Republicans every 4 years. They do it. But the thing is, it doesn't seem like people remember and catch on to their tricks, you know?
I think this is worse, though, too. I mean, hell, you got Donald Trump shot is because of this rhetoric. This is getting way worse than it used to be. They call him names, but this is dangerous.
Absolutely correct. This is way worse. The rhetoric is out of control. It was mild back then, and he would just get knocked out of the race by votes and everything after that.
Yeah.
Whereas now it's gotten ugly. I mean, this is a lot of rhetoric that's just tearing the country apart.
Nasty.
All coming from the. I hate to call them the Democrats.
They're the dangers. They're the dangers to our elected republic. They're the dangers to our republic. No question about it. Hey, thanks, man. 546. Holy crap! It's sports is gone, but we got Flounders funnies and more tweets, and it's all coming up. That's
nice catch there.
Well, I didn't know what I was doing. My head's exploding. I can't think.
Fourth down. Time to punt.
I got to take some more medicine. I'm going to put some of this stuff in my mouth here. Oh, my God.
XTRA 106.3 is the only station in Atlanta to bring you unedited news, information, and updates. With an all-star lineup of local and network voices, XTRA is committed to being the station you need during the biggest election of our lifetime.
This presidential election is unlike any other.
Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station is XTRA 106.3 FM, and listen across Georgia on the XTRA app.
The EQE SUV electrifies the spirit, soul, and body of the Mercedes-Benz SUV. User-friendly technology meets thoughtful utility, thorough refinement, and earth-friendlier power. Satisfying for both drivers and passengers with innovations that only Mercedes-Benz can deliver. Experience the all-electric 2024 Mercedes-Benz EQE 350 SUV today. Lease one today for just $569 per month for 36 months with $7,063 due at signing, exclusively from RBM of Atlanta in Sandy Springs. Contact RBM of Atlanta for details on this vehicle and many other models, and visit today to see how to qualify. Special lease rate available only to qualified customers exclusively from Mercedes-Benz Financial Service through RBM of Atlanta Sandy Springs through September 30th, 2024. Excludes tax, tag, title, and Georgia Lemon Law fees. Contact RBM of Atlanta for details on this and other exciting offers. Visit rbmofatlanta.com or call us at 770-390-0700 for details.
With the upcoming election, an assassination attempt on President Trump, wars overseas, inflation, and stock market volatility, these are uncertain times. Do you have a plan? Are you prepared today to have a worry-free tomorrow? If you haven't been to True Prep, now is the time. True Prep is locally owned and operated by Joey and Matthew, who are Georgia Tech graduates. Visit True Prep on Cobb Parkway in Marietta or visit online at trueprep.com. That's TRUprep.com.
Hey, Jimmy, what's going on?
Oh, hey, Bobby. It's kind of embarrassing. I'm having deck problems.
You're having deck problems?
Hey, keep it down. It's embarrassing.
Look, there's plenty of guys in the neighborhood with deck problems. What's the matter with yours?
Well, it's small and old compared to yours.
All right, let's not make this a deck measuring competition. You just need to call Excavations. They've seen decks of all sizes, shapes, and colors. Good news is Excavations can build you a sweet new deck that you'll love to show off to your friends and neighbors. Don't worry, Jimmy. We're going to get you some big deck energy.
Hi, this is Candace with Excavations, and have I got a tip for you. Don't feel ashamed of your deck. Excavations can build an outdoor living space that you'll be proud of. And with our Exavision, we'll be able to show you your home's transformation before you even begin the work. Keep the HOA off your deck and give us a call today for decks, windows, siding, roofing, and more. Or visit us at exovations.com to get inspired.
Donald Trump's back, and he's out for control.
I would have every right to go after them.
Complete control.
I will wield that power very aggressively.
And he has a plan to get it.
Detailed plans for exactly what our movement will do.
It's called Project 2025, a 922-page blueprint to make Donald Trump the most powerful president ever. Overhauling the Department of Justice, giving Trump the unchecked power to seek vengeance, eliminating the Department of Education, and defunding K-12 schools, requiring the government to monitor women's pregnancies, and Trump has also proposed severe cuts to Medicare and Social Security. Those are Donald Trump's plans.
Well, revenge does take time, I will say that. And sometimes revenge can be justified.
He'll take control. We'll pay the price.
I'm Kamala Harris, candidate for president, and I approve this message. Paid for by Harris for President.
As an official community partner of the Atlanta Braves and the Atlanta Braves Foundation, the Warrior Alliance connects warriors and their families to free services such as health and wellness, housing, employment, education, legal services, and so much more. We need your financial support to increase our impact and change thousands of lives for those who served in the U.S. Armed Forces. It takes more than just thank you for your service. Make a donation to help warriors navigate to success after service. Go to thewarrioralliance.org/donate and make a difference today.
Hey, it's Front Office Lowe's for Howard Brothers and Toro. Football is kicking off, and your lawn needs to be in top shape this season. With the help of Toro mowers and Howard Brothers, you can keep your yard looking like a winning field all season long. So stop by your local Howard Brothers and find your ideal Toro mower. Their friendly team is always ready to serve you because they know a great yard is the ultimate home field advantage. And Toro has the top-notch performance to make it happen. The grass is always greener when you take care of it with Toro and with Howard Brothers.
When it comes to protecting your assets and ensuring peace of mind, trust the expertise of Nelson Eldercare Law. Our Absolute Protection Trust is designed to provide unparalleled asset protection. Visit NelsonEldercareLaw.com to discover how our specialized services can safeguard your family's future and assets, offering you the assurance you deserve. NelsonEldercareLaw.com.
All right, here we go. 5:52. Darn, almost out of time. It's only me, it's only the Kimmer with Pete Davis and Flounder and the Stones. 1966. Tom Trilberg, a member of Parliament, asked the Britain House of Commons to officially deplore the action of a magistrate who earlier called the Rolling Stones complete morons who wear filthy clothes. Our birthday list includes Jennifer Tilly, the killer doll Tiffany in the Chucky movies. Jennifer Tilly is 66 today. And Meg, I think, was the one I liked more in the when she was doing that leotard routine, working out, stretching, Big Chill. Good Lord. Jennifer Tilly, 66. David Copperfield, 68 today. Mickey Rourke, 72. Randy the Ram and the Wrestler, Whiplash, Iron Man 2, First Expendables, also in Body Heat, the bomber, and or he wanted to be the bomber, and in 9.5 Weeks, very famous. That's probably the most one that he's more recognized for, I would assume. And one history thing, excuse me. 1940 was peacetime in America, not Europe, though, but President FDR signs into law the Selective Services Act, requiring all men between the ages of 21 to 30 sign up for the draft. It was later expanded to go from 18 to 45. The first peacetime draft, that was in 1940. Same day, 1974, Gerald Ford, as president, proclaimed amnesty for Vietnam War deserters and draft evaders. In Canada alone, there were said to be about 90,000 American draft dodgers. I had more respect. I had a friend in prep school, a couple of them, who registered as conscientious objectors, which I respected and still do, as opposed to dodgers who, evade and well, anyway, whatever. It was another time. All right, 5:54, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Also, the Trump assassin exploited a security hole the Secret Service has known about for years at the Donald Trump golf course. There are a lot of images that photographers have taken over the years where they can get a clear line of sight to Donald Trump by hiding in the woods. And frequently they say the Secret Service either doesn't know it, or if they do, ask them what they're doing, they make sure that they're photographers. But still, they say there are a lot of holes there. This guy was in a sniper position for 12 hours before he was caught. It's a wide-open expanse covering hundreds of acres, dense tropical foliage and tree cover. And there's no obvious break in the tree line, but they say you can just pull apart the flora and easily create new gaps where anybody can watch the golfers without being seen. Anyway, what's amazing to me, how he could be up there for 12 hours and nobody knew it, and then how he got away. I can't believe it. They saw his gun, so they started shooting at him, and he got away. He got away. 500 yards from the Secret Service, and he got away. If there hadn't been for a civilian who had taken a picture of his car driving away, they would not have known what to look for.
And this guy has ties to basically getting people to go to Europe. He was getting people from Afghanistan, Afghanis, to sneak them out of Iran and sneak them into Ukraine to fight. That's what he's been doing the last few years, is sneaking people into Ukraine.
And he was interviewed on the news. They did like profiles of him or something. He was known.
The New York Times did a profile on him. Newsweek Romania did a profile on him. He's also one of these Black Rock videos, like the first shooter was. Yeah, he's in one of them too, about something to do about Ukraine.
Yeah, this is like two Black Rock connections. I mean, that's a little funny, isn't it? I mean, is that a thing? I mean, come on. What are the chances? Now, maybe. Well, here we go again.
Edward Snowden said, and he's a whistleblower. He said this has an Oswald creepy vibe to it.
Yeah. Speaking of creepy, Flounder, just for the fun of it, let's do cut number 2. Change the politics of this. Just for laughs, how about Vice President Bump and Grind having a little fun with fellow hater Ellen DeGeneres? Now, again, reminder, when you hear this, then think about if this had been changed in the politics had been Republicans, not Democrats. If you will, having a little fun here, cut number 2 there, Flounder.
If you had to be stuck in an elevator with either President Trump, Mike Pence, or Jeff Sessions, who would it be?
Does one of us have to come out alive?
That cackle, that's not normal. No one has ever laughed that way. Think about your own experiences in your life as I'm speaking to you right now. Have you ever heard anybody like that?
The Wicked Witch in The Wizard of Oz laughed just like that.
You have to force yourself to do that. There's no way that's a natural reaction, especially at inappropriate times. 5:57 already.
It's the Joker.
Yeah, it is. Let's see. Incidentally, this is kind of cool. There's a group of people who are trying to show that the people are phonies when they claim that they're queers for Palestine. There's a now group says we will give you $1 million if you have a watchdog group says we'll give you $1 million if you go to the West Bank and Gaza and host a gay pride parade in Gaza. Queers for Palestine? Really? You say you're queers for Palestine? We'll give you $1 million if you take all your queers and all your alphabet people, and I use the word queer because that's what they use, and you go to Gaza and you go to Palestine and Gaza and you have a queer parade. A gay queer parade. If we'll give you $1 million, what do you think would happen to those people? They'll throw you off a building every time until you bounce your last time.
Be a shooting gallery.
Oh my God!
Well, they would literally stone them to death, like in biblical times.
They'd be dead. They literally would not come home alive.
Nope.
I mean, seriously. Queers for Palestine. They'll do anything to hate Donald Trump. It's got nothing to do with anything other than their hatred. Oh, my God. All right, 5:58 already. Holy cow. Flounder, one more Flounder's funny just for the fun of it. What do you think here?
How many lips does a flower have? How many? 2 lips.
2 lips. This is dad jokes right here. Dad jokes. Here we go.
What do you call a grandma that you dating? What? Old Bay? Do you know whatever happened to the cow that was lifted into the air by the tornado? No. It was an utter disaster.
Utter disaster.
Come on. Why was the broom late to work? It overswept. What do you get when you cross the Atlantic Ocean with the Titanic? What? Halfway.
What's DJ's Khaled favorite diet food?
What?
A Caesar Khaled.
Check it out.
I think I missed that last one.
Caesar Khaled.
Yeah, the Khaled, there we go. Anyway, it's almost 6 o'clock. Holy cow. Go Braves. Kimmer here. Pete and Flounder. See you all tomorrow. Christine, drive me home, baby. Well, hoorah. Gotta go. You're killing me. Herb and Herb. Hey, look out.
The Kimmer Show is back every afternoon from 3 to 6 p.m. only on WFOM Marietta, a Dickey broadcasting station. Extra 106.3 FM.